Live UEFA Cup action now on BBC Two Scotland as Hearts take on Bordeaux in Sports Scene with Doogie Vipond.
In the words of the Hearts song, our defence is as strong as the old Castle Rock. And tonight, it'll have to be. 1 goal to the good, the Jambos have the advantage, but Craig Levein says we are still the underdogs.
Hearts have scored! Mark de Vries gets the final touch.
Coming up live from Tynecastle, UEFA Cup second round, second leg action, Hearts against Bordeaux. Can Levein's men capitalise in the capital, or will Bordeaux steal the show and progress into round 3? It's good to have you with us. That game coming up live in around 15 minutes or so. Hearts on fantastic form just now, looking for their 7th win in a row. Bordeaux doing very well under new manager Michel Pavon. They move from 20th to 12th in the French league at the moment. Now, joining me live this evening to talk through the game is Hearts legend John Robertson and our own sports scene legend Gordon Smith as well. Now, John, I would imagine that most of the Hearts fans are going to be in Tynecastle and the surrounding pubs this evening. This is a fantastic night for them.
Well, I certainly hope there's a few in Robertson's bar, that's for sure. But yeah, the place will be rocking tonight, there's no doubt about that. 17,000 packed in there, only 300 French fans. It's going to be a marvellous night, and hopefully Hearts can go and finish the job that they started so well 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Absolutely.
Now, Gordon, Craig Levein said after that 1-0 win over there in Bordeaux that it messes up his action plan for the home game.
Yeah, I think he was taken by surprise. I think he went out there to try and get a good result in order to bring the game home. And by good result, I think he was looking for, at best a draw, narrow defeat, and I think he even admitted that himself. And all of a sudden, found himself winning the game with a fantastic performance, albeit a defensive performance. And he didn't attack that much on the night, but they certainly got a great result. But it has affected them slightly in terms of how to approach the second game. It's an awkward one because Bordeaux are a good side.
Yeah, we'll take a 1-0 win to Hearts this evening. Anyway, let's head over now live to Tynecastle and join our commentary team of Sandy Clark and Rob McLean.
Well, it's not just Craig Levein who has Hearts as underdogs here tonight. The bookies inside the ground agree, Sandy. 11-8 favourites Bordeaux.
Well, you can understand that, Rob. Bordeaux are a first-class team. They were maybe a little bit unlucky in France, but Hearts played exceptionally well, and Hearts will have to play every bit as well tonight if they're going to get through.
OK, let's look at the teams. Firstly, Hearts, here's how they line up. For the first time this season, Hearts will have to do without skipper Stephen Presley. The thigh injury he picked up at the Edinburgh Derby on Sunday keeps him out. His replacement then, Andy Webster, is in from the start tonight. The only other change from the team which beat Hibs is the recall of Phil Stamp to stiffen the midfield at the expense of striker Andy Kirk. And Patrick Kisnorbo will be important.
He will be the Australian internationalist, an outstanding game to say the least in Bordeaux. His job that night was to protect the back four, and I'm sure Craig Levein said to him tonight, while the game is we're still in front, let's make sure we do the same job.
OK, so that's the Tynecastle team. 3 changes in the Bordeaux side, which lost at home to Hearts 3 weeks ago. Both fullbacks missing, Gemali and Basto. No midfielder Paulo Costa either. 2 21-year-olds come in, Mark Planos in defence, and Albert Riera on the left side of the midfield diamond. Another defender, Portuguese international Marco Caneira, is also brought in. The danger man up front is Jean-Claude Darcheville, with 9 of Bordeaux's 15 goals this season.
You're right, Rob. Darcheville was unlucky not to score in the first leg. He's small, he's quick, he's strong. He will be a real threat to Hearts. He didn't get much space in Bordeaux. He could get more space tonight if Hearts push forward too much.
OK, so you've had the two teams. What we need now is to hear from the Hearts head coach, Craig Levein. He's with Chick.
Let's talk team selection. First of all, Craig, your own 2 changes from the weekend. No Andy Kirk up front. Obviously, the defensive change for Presley had to be done.
Yeah, well, we're going to start the game, as you would imagine, fairly cautiously, and try and flood the midfield area, an area I think they're particularly strong. And you know, the good thing is that from there I can make any change that we want.
Were you a little bit surprised when you saw the team lines from Bordeaux?
Well, they've included 4 centre backs in their starting lineup, and I was just wondering if they're going to change their system. But I think that's unlikely. I think the 4 centre backs will play across the back line as a back 4, and they'll play their normal diamond in midfield and with 2 strikers.
You've been saying all the right things in the build up to this, Craig. Understandably, that's far from over, but we're all hoping for a great Scottish night. I would suspect that the Tynecastle crowd is a part of playing all of this.
They do, but not in the usual way. They usually I'd be asking them to try and intimidate the opposition. I think that I'm asking for patience and understanding about how we're trying to achieve the end result, which is really getting through to the next round. So we won't be over-committing early on until the game settles down and I get a chance to see how things are going.
Hard though if the adrenaline's pumping, isn't it?
Well, exactly, and that's one of the things I've taken into account when naming the team, is that I know, even though we've set out a fairly defensive formation with 1 striker, that the crowd and the occasion will certainly affect the players, and they'll be on the front foot for most of the game.
We're all behind you tonight, Craig, as they say inside the France, bon chance.
Didn't realise Chick couldn't speak French. There you go. John, I must ask you, first of all, are you surprised about the lineup? Just 1 man up front, he's flooding the midfield, he says.
No, I think, as Craig's already said, that's the strong part of the French team. We saw that in the first leg. They've got a lot of good players that come from the deep and pass the ball around in there, so he's obviously got a lot of strength there. I don't think Stamp will play wide. I think Hartley will play out there with Stamp, because Norbo and McFarlane really in the thick of things today, and let the likes of Valois and Hartley go and try and support Mark de Vries. Stamp will get forward from midfield. He's got a great engine. It looks a very strong, very powerful lineup.
And also the fact that they're playing with 4 centre-backs, Gordon. They're obviously clearly, they know what Mark de Vries can do anyway.
I think that's a sign that they're quite afraid of Hearts, especially from set pieces. I remember the first game looking at it and thinking they're not going to score a lot in general play, Hearts, in terms of getting forward, because they really did leave Mark de Vries pretty much to play a lone furrow up front. But we always thought that Hearts could get something from set pieces, because it likes McKenna's very good in the air, Webster's good in the air, and they've got De Vries as well, and other players as well who are quite handy. So I think that's the reason that he's playing. His centre-backs are probably his biggest players, the Bordeaux coach, and he's decided to put them in just to protect things when there's set pieces against them. Yeah,
John, one of the heroes from 3 weeks ago was 20-year-old Craig Gordon. Fantastic. He'd played, at that time he'd played 4 games and conceded 3 goals. He's now played 7 and still only conceded 3 goals. He's never lost in a Hearts lineup. Let's hope he never does. Yeah, well, that's what we're looking for tonight. As we said in the first leg, he looked a little bit nervous first 20 minutes, but it came good, and some of these saves are terrific. You know, this bit here, the boy turn, this is the save of the night for me. Terrific strike. He's got down very early. He came through that test. He had another big test on Sunday in the Edinburgh Derby, and he was very calm, very assured. Didn't look like losing a goal. You know, very comfortable, and then it shows, I think, the defence have real confidence in him for someone so young. Potentially a busy night for him, though. Hopefully not. Yeah, hopefully not, absolutely. Now, hopefully a busy night for Mark de Vries up front for Hearts, Gordon, and we mentioned earlier on the strengths that he's got, but again, he caused a lot of trouble, not just in goal chances, but also shaking them up in the first leg. He's so strong. I mean, he holds the ball up well, but he needs to get the support, especially if Hearts are going to do anything in an attacking sense. I'm sure, although he said, Craig Levine's talking about playing cautiously, I'm sure he wants to get chances and he wants to get a goal in this game and just, you know, at least get them in front so they can build a 2-goal lead. But De Vries is always a threat. Set pieces especially, he gets in there, but as I say, in general play, he's probably got a bit to do on his own, and he'll need to get the support. I would imagine Stamp will probably be playing up to support him. Although I thought in Sunday's game in the Derby, I thought McFarlane played really well. Yeah. Probably the top player. Needs a little bit more from Valois than he showed in Sunday. He could be a key player too, and if he gets the width through Hartley and Valois, John reckons, you know, Hartley will play wide too. I do too, and they need to get forward as much as possible and provide the service for De Vries. Yeah. Now in the first leg, John, Hearts had a great defensive performance, but they rode their luck at times as well. It was a good performance, but Bordeaux certainly created a lot of chances. Yeah, that's a fair comment. But when you've got the quality that the Bordeaux have, then they're obviously going to get chances. But I mean, Hearts will be delighted if they're hitting shots from that distance. That's what you want to do. You want to defend along it. This is the only little bit of luck that the Hearts got. You know, it's hit the post, and I think Andy Webster's managed to scramble it away. Craig Gordon gets the next one, and this was a free kick.
At the time, we all thought that, we see it here.
Yeah.
But really, Bordeaux didn't create that many chances, down to the good quality defending from Hearts, and it'll be the same tonight.
Yeah. Now, Andy Webster, you mentioned him there. The fact that his partner Stephen Presley's not going to be there, probably a lot of pressure on him for such a young man. There's
pressure on him, there's no doubt about that, but Andy and Kevin are both international centre halves, so they're well capable of playing in big games. You've seen Andy playing against Germany in the European Championship qualifiers. Kevin McKenna's played in his Gold Cups, etc., against Brazil and people like that for Canada. So they'll be up for this, and as I say, they've got a good bank of 5 in front of them, and hopefully Hearts can keep them quiet and get through tonight. Absolutely. Well, you can take part, of course, in our Man of the Match competition. If your choice agrees with that of Sandy Clark, you could be winning a PlayStation 2 and Pro Evolution 3 game. The telephone number is 090 11 110 861, and the calls will cost 25 pence. Well, we're almost going to head over to Tynecastle, but first of all, let's get a quick word from the guys here. A quick prediction, first of all, from you, Gordon. What do you reckon this evening?
I think Hearts can go through. I think that it's about how well they defend, but I'm sure they can get the result, even if they have to settle for a draw tonight.
OK, a draw.
I think Hearts will win 1-0. They've got a good bank of 4 defenders, 5 in front will make it difficult, and I think they'll get the goal they need tonight and win the game 1-0, go through 2-0 in aggregate. OK, gentlemen, we will take the draw, we will take 1-0 to Hearts, we'll take anything really that makes Hearts are in the 3rd round of the UEFA Cup. Let's join the match now with our commentary team of Sandy Clark and Rob McLean. Enjoy.
Hearts supporters will long remember the 6th of November. It was the night they beat Bordeaux in France to record their best ever European result away from home. Now the Jambos fans are hoping the 27th of November will take on an even greater significance. These are the sides then. No Stephen Presley. It was known since Sunday that he wouldn't feature in this lineup. Andy Webster replaced him then, and he's in from the start here tonight. The only other change from the weekend, the team which beat Hibs, is the recall of Phil Stamp in the midfield, and the luckless Andy Kirk has to drop out again.
That's right, Andy Kirk missed the first leg and he's got to sit this one out as well, but a safety first from Craig Levein, and rightly so. Remember, Hearts in front, it's going to be a solid back four. Patrick Snorbo, I'm sure, will protect him, but they'll get versatility as well. Balwan Hartley, I'm sure, will do well and will get up beside the Fries as often as possible during the game.
So that's the Hearts formation. This is Bordeaux. No change in formation, but a few changes in personnel. No Gemali and Basto, the two full-backs. No midfielder Paulo Costa, who is impressive in France. Two 21-year-olds come in, Mark Planus in defence, Albert Riera on the left side of midfield. Another defender, Portuguese international, Marco Caneira, he returns. He was injured for the first leg. And of course, a lot of threat in attack comes from Jean-Claude Darcheville.
You're right, Rob, the strikers will be the main men for Bordeaux tonight. Remember, they have to score a goal, and Chamac and Darcheville were both exceptional in Bordeaux. Hearts just defended so well, didn't give them a chance, but I'm sure Eduardo Fenduno, especially from the middle of the park, the longer the game goes and the more Bordeaux need a goal, I'm sure there'll be more and more men committed forward.
A draw and a defeat for Scotland in Europe this week. 0-0 Celtic versus Bayern Munich. Rangers lost to Stuttgart in Germany last night, so we need a win to complete the set. Hearts would be happy with that, although a draw will do after what happened in that memorable first leg. And of course, Hearts come here on the back of a very joyous event for them at the weekend, an Edinburgh Derby victory, reversing what happened at Easter Road back in August, and that puts them in good heart going into this one on the back of 6 straight wins, including, of course, 1-0 against Bordeaux on their home patch, a result which really rocked the French side, not used to losing, and 1996 UEFA Cup finalists. Not since 1989 have Hearts reached the 3rd round of European competition. Then they reached the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup, beating Bayern Munich here at Tynecastle in one of the club's greatest ever European performances before losing in Germany. Well, 3 weeks ago, Mark de Vries stamped his name over the first leg of this tie with that close range, it would have to be said. Sandy Clark sort of distance as he prodded that one home after Kevin McKenna's header was touched onto the upright. Well, we're taking Craig Gordon's appearance in goal for Hearts now for granted. Just 20, and he was a significant performer in the first leg. This is 7th game on the trot in the Hearts top team. And at the other end, the vastly experienced French international Ulrich Ramé, 6 years with Bordeaux, 11 French caps. And what a save he made to deny Kevin McKenna before Marc de Vries got that scoring touch in France. Jean-Claude Darcheville, 9 goals out of Bordeaux's 15 for the season, scored in both legs of the first round tie in this competition, and looks to make his mark tonight. The referee is Polish. Wish me luck with this one. Grzegorz Gilewski. Oh, words to that effect. Craig Levein and Peter Houston have done a lot of planning ahead of France, and they've done a lot of planning ahead of this one as well. It's an unpredictable situation for Hearts going into the home leg, already 1 goal up. And it's the C word that has been used fairly frequently by Craig Levein in the build-up to this. You're looking a bit worried, Sandy. Caution was the word I had in mind.
I wonder what you're going to say there, but you're right, Rob. I don't see too much action going on in the early part of the game. I'll be a little bit cat and mouse. Bordeaux have to score, but they'll recognise they've got 90 minutes to do that. Hearts won't want to give anything away, so I'm sure things will settle down after the first 15-20 minutes or so.
Eduardo's pass to Alicart. Pochettino looking for Fenduno. Right on the byline, great ball in for Darcheville. And an immediate threat on the Hearts goal with 40 seconds gone.
It was number 14, Fenduno, Rob, that caused the problem, going beyond the strikers, attacking midfield threat.
Hearts have to compose themselves. That was a good challenge from Patrick Kisnorbo. But the home team were almost caught cold there by the French visitors. Fenduno trying to set up Darcheville.
It's Fenduno that gets down the left-hand side, gets beyond the Hearts defenders. Actually, it's a decent challenge for Alan Maybury to make sure he can't get any power on the header.
Newcastle are ahead, an own goal, but they don't mind how they go in. Hearts certainly weren't complaining on Sunday when 2 own goals gave them victory in the derby. Robbie Nielsen, the sports scene man of the match in the first leg. Aiming for De Vries, and it skimmed off the head of Eduardo. On its way back through to Ramé. Eduardo, the Brazilian international midfielder. He's the defensive corner of the diamond in midfield for Michel Pavon's side.
I think, Rob, tonight's set pieces could also be important. Hearts had a real threat when they won any free kicks, corner kicks in Bordeaux. In fact, they got the goal from that situation. And also, we've got to remember Robbie Nielsen, he's got such a long throw, he can get it right on at the top of Marc de Vries.
That's Canera taking a theatrical dive, looking for the free kick. Never a chance of getting it. The exchange between Valois and Maybury, the captain. Valois got that away to McFarlane. Then McKenna and to Nielsen. Neil McFarlane again. Paul Hartley is there. Well, it might start as 4-5-1, but at times for Hearts it can convert, of course, into 4-3-3. Valois looking for Phil Stamp, who had made a run into the area.
Tell you what, Rob, Phil Stamp was onside there. That'd been a better quality of pass from Jean-Louis Valois. That would have been a chance.
Long ball from Alicart, and Jean-Claude Darcheville offside.
I think you'll find that's what Darcheville will try to do. He'll try to go in behind the full-backs, in between the central defenders. Try to play in between them and the goalkeeper.
Maybury tried to play the 1-2 with Kisnorbo. No joy. Pochettino, the Argentinian international defender, featured in the World Cup 2002 for his home nation. And Had that shot in the first leg, so well saved by Craig Gordon. It's slower than the Edinburgh Derby, isn't it?
Just a bit, but we thought that, Rob. It's actually very similar to the first leg in Bordeaux. Hearts sitting back, allowing the Bordeaux back and forth to have safe possession of the ball, but not allowing them to go in the last third.
Neil McFarlane, so influential on Sunday. Robbie Nielsen after his pass. And forcing Pochettino into conceding the throw. That's as good as a corner for the home team, with the ball in the hands of Robbie Nielsen. Aiming for the head of Kevin McKenna. Hearts have a corner now. Sliced behind.
Just as you say, Rob, that long throw from Robbie Nielsen, it's exactly the same as a corner kick. He throws it so well. McKenna there, up for the long throw. And I think that'll be Craig Levine's ploy today. The Times will take a chance as it's set pieces.
Jean-Louis Valois. Good effort, saved by Rami.
It's good play from Valois. Picked up the second ball from the short corner, drifting across the 18-yard box, gets it on target. Goalkeeper doesn't see it till late, but makes a comfortable save.
Riera played as a substitute in the first game. Chamac couldn't get control of it, and Andy Webster clears. Back it comes from Ali Carte. Jean-Claude Darcheville is in, and it's desperate measures to get the ball clear. Patrick Kuisnorbo plugging the gaps. And again, it was down this left-hand side that Bordeaux had a chance to make something happen.
It was poor defending, Rob, from the Hearts back four. It's a free kick there. But just before that, Darcy will get in behind again because they weren't in a line.
Free kick going against Robbie Nielsen for this rush challenge. Diving in against Ali Carte.
No complaints at all. This is the one in behind. You see the back four, they're not in a straight line. That's why Darcyville's onside, and that's a dangerous ball into the box. It's a warning sign for Hearts. They got away with that one.
Kevin McKenna was glad that Hearts got that clear. In from Albert Riera. It's too long for Pochettino. Back in it comes from Giurietti. Eduardo. And he handled it. It's a free kick.
I think there was 17,000 Hearts fans giving the referee a hand there. You see, that's a dangerous ball in the box again. Eduardo, I think it just as it bounces up, catches him by surprise, and you can see him trying to pull his arm back, but the referee, good spot.
Craig Gordon aims for Mark de Vries, chested down for Phil Stamp. Stamp in the middle of a domestic suspension, but able to return for this one. Well, the referee didn't like the challenge of Hearts midfielder Stamp.
That's the difference, Rob, though, in European football. The referee's always going to give him when it's a tackle from the back.
Carrera's pass, cannoning off Chamac. Hearts have possession with Alan Mabry. It's Webster and McKenna in central defence for Hearts in the absence of Presley. And it's a lone fellow at times up front for Mark de Vries. Couldn't keep possession there. Chamac plays it off, and the sprightly Paul Hartley intercepts. Valois gave it away to Darcheville. Hearts don't want to offer encouragement. Albert Riera scores a sensational goal for Bordeaux. 8 minutes gone, and that was unstoppable.
You've got to say it's a magnificent shot. He controls the ball, tons of space. It must be 35, almost 40 yards out. Young Craig Gordon gets a hand to it, but the ball's spinning, bending, got tons of pace on it, and it's right in the postage stamp.
The element of surprise here was massive, but look how much the ball moved in the air. Craig Gordon must have thought he'd that covered with the ball coming towards him, but it moved so far, and despite getting his fingertips to it, it exploded into the top corner of the net. Tynecastle silenced by the early goal, which squares the tie overall. 1-0 Hearts in France, now 1-0 Bordeaux in Edinburgh.
I tell you, Rob, it was so unnecessary. Jean-Louis Valois just giving the ball away again there. But it was not under any pressure whatsoever. And he simply gave the ball straight to Bordeaux, to Darcheville, who set up the shot for the strike.
Not the start Hearts wanted, to say the least. Stop to Valois. Too long for De Vries, he was offside, which gives us a chance to hear how Craig Levein reacted to that Bordeaux opening goal.
Jaw dropped, stunned silence, I think, is what happened with Craig Levein with the goal, and I was watching him, Rob. Incredible, just shouting at his players to get a bit more width. Shouting for Valois, who gave that ball away, to come into the left touchline and get a bit of width for them. For his part, I have to say that Michel Pavon was just screaming at his team to get forward all the time. He thinks they're sitting in too deep. I'm grateful to my French education at school for being able to translate what he's saying, but he's telling his back four to get forward a little bit more.
You saw Michel Pavon shaking the odds there, but what a start for his team. And this tie opened up completely now.
You've got to say, Rob, it was a total gift, to say the least. It's a great finish, but Jean-Louis Valois, Paul Hartley gave him the ball, went round the outside of him. He should just have slipped him back in, but went into a crowd of players and gave it away.
Paul Hartley to Alan Maybury. Valois the target for the pass. And it came off the French winger. And talking of Frenchmen, there's a few hundred who've made the trip from Bordeaux. They're probably jumping to keep warm as well, but they are delighted with that goal from Riera, which has given their team the lead here and squared things on aggregate at 1-1. Won by Nielsen. McFarlane's pass. Valois will feel he wants to make up for that mistake, relinquishing possession in the midfield. Full stamp for Marc De Vries. And another flag up against him. Not happy.
He didn't look offside when the ball's played. We'll see it here. Yeah, Lions be getting it right though. There's a step back the way to try and eventually get onside, but too late.
A long way to go, of course, but were the scoreline here to stay the same right till 90 minutes, we would be looking at silver goal to settle it, which means a period of 15 minutes. And if one team scores in that, they've won the tie. If they're still level after 15, they play a second 15. If they're still level at that stage, it's penalties. Here's Norbo's header, collected by Maybury. And with McFarlane and McKenna. From Alicart to Pochettino.
Rob, I wonder what Craig Levein's thinking now. He's only playing one up. Perhaps probably have to get a goal now, score a goal. Obviously could go to 10 if the kicks away the score stands at the moment, but I'm sure he won't want that to happen.
Lovely turn from Fenduno. The pass collected by Darcheville. Darcheville's cross. No one in the 6-yard box for Bordeaux. And Robbie Nielsen ends up in the crowd.
That's good play from Darcheville down the right-hand side. Fenduno playing him in, and a good ball across the box. You'll see here, it's a great run to start with. It just takes on Maybury for pace. That's a marvellous ball into the box, hard to defend against, but no Bordeaux players attacking it.
Oliver Cramley had that early save from the Jean-Louis Valois shots. But at the other end, Craig Gordon beaten already and stunned by the ferocity of the shot from Riera. But more than that, the swerve. It moved an incredible distance in the air. And Tynecastle was silenced by a few hundred Bordeaux supporters. And the referee is not endearing himself to the home supports. That's a Bordeaux free kick.
I think he was right there, Rob.
Stephen Presley, the Hearts captain, would prefer to be directly involved in this. Injury keeps him out, and Andy Watson, the Rangers assistant manager, alongside him. They should have discussed headgear before they came out.
It was Andy Watson's tie I was looking at.
Eduardo's pass, and it's cleared by Andy Webster. No one up for Hearts.
I hope, Rob, the Hearts fans will be patient tonight. You know, they're not too happy at the moment because they're not pressing the Bordeaux back player, they're sitting back. But that's the way sometimes you have to play in European football. They've got to be patient. There'll come a time when I'm sure they will push people forward. I'm sure they're just trying to recover from that early blow.
Yeah, I think at the moment they're more shaken than anything, Sandy.
Yep.
Shamak, the young Moroccan, gets his pass away to Fenduno. Good cut out from Webster, picking up where he left off on Sunday. Turned in a very polished performance as Presley's replacement. Valois' crossfield pass. Phil Stark was always struggling to make anything of it, and
it's a free kick, Rob.
And shoots a glare across the pitch in the direction of Valois, because I don't think that was what he was after.
No, it wasn't. They had to lean into the full back to get any type of challenge. As soon as there was contact made, the referee awarded a free kick to the French.
Canera to Pochettino. Eduardo collecting the ball in front of the defence, plays the ball up to the feet of Darcheville. Now it's Fenduno, the 22-year-old Guinea international, plays in the same international side as Momo Sila and Bobo Balde. Planus, Alicart attempting a 1-2 on Fenduno. Hearts free kick this time.
Yep.
Nearly 16 minutes played at Tynecastle, and if you've just switched on, well, the scoreline tells you Hearts 0, Bordeaux 1. That's another offside against Marc de Vries. Hasn't been a threat to Bordeaux so far.
No, he was. It's route one, and he's just offside. It's good play from the Bordeaux back four again. Almost a straight line across there, making de Vries offside. Maybe it would be a little alternative for Hearts to maybe have Paul Hartley or Jean-Louis Valois making a run from midfield to try to stay onside and go beyond the back four.
Scotland manager Bertie Vogts sitting alongside the Hearts chief executive Chris Robinson. Here's Norbo's header. De Vries knocks it down for Valois. De Vries gets the better of Eduardo. Meantime, McFarlane's gone forward and Phil Stamp as well. Offside. Wouldn't have counted.
It was a variation, Rob. It was the midfield player getting forward, but you can see he's well offside. Phil Stamp could have delayed that for half a second. I'm sure it would have been okay. But more encouraging from Hearts. Support to the striker.
And signs too that the Hearts support are recovering. And the team will need their help tonight if they're to get the result they want. Riera, the goal scorer, with Robbie Nielsen at his back. Eduardo took his eye off it. Hartley had few options. One was Neil McFarlane directly alongside him.
He couldn't go forward, Rob. That was a problem. Had to go sideways or backways just to put the formation Hearts are playing.
Nielsen running into trouble. Gets it back to Stamp. Well, it's just not what they wanted tonight. It wasn't on the script. An early strike for Bordeaux, and what a strike it was from Riera. A bit early for Neil Biting, but Hearts captain Alan Maybury. That's poor. Given away to Canera. Shamak. Riera. On the overlap. Alicart. Useful ball in. Kevin McKenna got his head to it. Flicked away by Nielsen. Stamp. To De Vries. Holds it up. Waits for Neil McFarlane to get through from the midfield. McFarlane to the byline. There's Valois. There's Kisnorbo. Shot goes wide.
It would have been offside, Rob, but Neil McFarlane doing really well down the right-hand side because Norwood doesn't really catch this too well. And Mark De Vries had controlled that. The assistant on their side certainly had his flag up, it would have been offside. But better from Hearts again going forward.
Pass, picks out the run of Fenduno, forces the corner of Kuznorbo.
That's good play again from the midfield player of Fenduno. It's a great run.
So 5 in the box for Bordeaux. Giulietti with the corner, McKenna with the header. Fenduno stopped by Hartley. Play goes on. McKenna to De Vries. Free kick given against the Hearts striker.
I think he's a bit unlucky that time, Mark De Vries. He's up in his own, he's fine to control the ball, he's fine to keep possession. But it's two players going for the ball. I don't see much in that one at all. Very unfortunate.
Are you happy with the Hearts formation, Sandy?
No, I've got to say, Rob, that I'm thinking back to the Bordeaux game, the game in France, that I thought as soon as Hearts got people forward, they caused the Bordeaux backline lots of problems. And tonight they haven't really tested them at all. And I think as soon as they kind of have a go at them, they might find that there's one or two weaknesses there.
Is that a point that Craig Levine is concerned about at the moment, Chick?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the tactics. I'm just a few feet away from Craig, and I think he's certainly been shouting, first of all, his front players to press the game more when Bordeaux in possession at the back, particularly down the Hearts' left side, Jean-Louis Valois, but the rest of the players as well. And I think there may be a little tactical switch coming.
Neil McFarlane. Phil Stamp. Saved by Rami, couldn't hold it. Alicart forces it clear. Andy Webster hooks the ball straight to Shamak. Kevin McKenna's clearance. Hervé Alicart with the cross. Alan Maybury's header. And finds Jean-Louis Valois. Actually not the service that Mark De Vries is looking for, and that's just handed possession back to Bordeaux.
You're right, Rob, and it's only, again, it's because De Vries is up on his own. But just before that, Phil Stamp that effort, I think that just proved their point. There'll certainly be gaps there. Bordeaux, I don't think, are the best at defending. And there'll come a time where Hearts will have to push it and try and find out. He does well here, Phil Stamp. Gets a yard of space, turns inside the box. That's a marvellous shot, but watch, there's no follow-up. No back up from the midfield players. McFarlane's trying to get there, but just too late. Otherwise, that could have been a real chance.
And as for that aimless Jean-Louis Valois pass down the line a couple of moments ago, Chick, would I be right in thinking that he got a bit of an earful from the head coach?
Funnily enough, he didn't actually. It was just, I mean, he's just encouraging Valois into the game. I think Craig Levine is aware that some players need shouted at, some need cuddled. I think Jean-Louis Valois, being French, is the cuddling type.
Cuddle yourself.
I tell you what, then, you go and cuddle because there's no way I'd be cuddling him. The way he's giving that ball away 2 or 3 times.
Phil Stamp launches it from Mark De Vries. Great control. De Vries looking like he wants to do it all on his own. Wins the corner.
Good play again from the big striker. They're certainly happier now. They want to see their team going forward.
Bordeaux know that De Vries is going to be the target for a lot of the long balls from Hearts, but what can they do about it? The left foot of Jean-Louis Valois spears the ball in. Rami's punch. First there, Neil McFarlane. Free kick is Bordeaux's. Phil Stamp is furious because he reckoned he was fouled before the challenge on Giurietti.
Not too happy, Phil Stamp. Of course, yeah, it's from the corner kick. Again, really, I think it's for that one there, McFarlane high boot, but Phil Stamp with a case there. Could have been a free kick in his favour.
In the 25th minute at Tynecastle, the 9th minute goal from Albert Riera separates the sides in the second leg. Here's Riera. Pascal Fenduno. Kevin McKenna turned the ball out. Chick.
That's John McGlynn, who is basically Hearts' tactical spy. He goes and watches the opposition. He's been whistled down from the stand by Craig Levein to sort this out.
Alicart getting forward as he likes to do. A very good left foot, both from set pieces, and can put in some good crosses from left-hand side as well.
We've seen that already, but Rob, both full-backs for Bordeaux willing to get forward.
Riera's corner. Kevin McKenna's header falls for Darcheville. So close to 2-0 Bordeaux.
It's a great effort from the striker. The problem will be, from Hearts' point of view, far too much time to get that ball down and strike it.
Ball to De Vries. Good pass from Paul Hartley. Bobby Nielsen gives it away to Albert Riera, then has to tug the midfielder back. But it could have been worse for Hearts. It could have been 2-0.
It's from the corner kick. The ball's knocked out, but look at the space and time that Darcheville's got. He allows the ball to drop so they can make a good contact, and he catches it really well. Craig Gordon's beaten. Luckily for Hearts, it's off the bar and back out.
Darcheville again. Tucked out that time by Nielsen. If you give a player of Darcheville's quality that amount of time at the edge of the area, it's a surprise if he doesn't punish you. He hasn't done too many matches this season without scoring. He's the Marc De Vries of the Bordeaux side with 9 goals. Dangerous from Andy Webster, but it was an arm from Fenduno, and the Hearts free kick. Man of the match telephone number 09011 110 861. Webster's free kick. De Vries got his head to it, and he could only divert it on the way, and no takers there for Hearts.
No, Hearts can't play that way. And there's only one striker. You've got to knock it into his chest so he can play back to goal and link people that way. There's nobody there, simple as that, to go over the top. There's no handicap to pick up the flicks.
Are you more impressed with Bordeaux here than you were 3 weeks ago, Simon?
I have been, Rob, since they scored the goal. Before that, there wasn't too much in it at all. But you can see there, Riera, who scored the goal, good bit of movement, and they're very comfortable with the back. Both full-backs, Alicart and Canera, very willing to get forward. And Fenduno makes great runs from the supporting midfield row.
Paul Hartley has got a sore one in the face after a great bit of ball winning in the midfield. It was a very brave challenge from Hartley against Riera, but he was caught in the follow-through. He was caught by the boot of Riera as the Frenchman hit the deck.
Total accidental. You can't do much about it, but certainly a very painful one.
And Craig Levein contemplating a switch. Who's going to come on, Chicka? Is Paul Hartley finished?
Paul Hartley has finished his part in this game. Scott Severn is the man who will replace him. We just told bench that Hartley will play no further part in this game. There's John McGlynn again, just having a word with Craig Levein. Of course, Peter Houston as well. They've been talking for some time about a tactical change. Now they've enforced one. Scott Severn coming on, and Paul Hartley, sadly, with that knock, leaving the action.
We're sparing you close-ups of Paul Hartley's face injury for obvious reasons. Let's hope that's not too serious, because there was a lot of blood coming out of his face very quickly, and not much that Albert Riera could have done about it. It was accidental, but there was nothing accidental about his strike for the only goal here so far. Look at the power on this, but look at the movement on the ball, which takes it away from Craig Gordon, who I'm sure with the ball near Sandy thought this was his.
I think he thought he had it, but just at the last minute it bends away further than he thought it would. It's a tremendous strike, you've got to give the lad credit, but no pressure on him whatsoever. Time to play the shot because of the poor pass earlier.
Phil Stamp involved in the touchline talks about what happens next, and Scott Severn is the player to come on. He's recovered from injury, only for a place on the bench initially, but with half an hour gone, it's Severn called into action and Paul Hartley off.
I'm interested now, Rob, sorry, just to see how Hearts are going to change things. Scott Severn is a different type of player altogether from Paul Hartley. Paul is a quick player, decent shot, goes beyond defenders, whereas Scott's more of a holding, solid midfield player. And Hearts certainly need players to get forward. A lot of responsibility now on Valois and Stamp in the wide areas.
Would you be worried about too many players the same now in that central midfield area?
I was certainly thought about Andy Kirk there. I've got to say, and go to a 4-4-2, a system that Hearts used on Sunday against Hibs and played very well. Managed to win the match.
Chamac for Bordeaux. Free kick to Hearts.
Chamac taking on two players down the right-hand side. I'm not too sure if that's deliberate or not. The assistant, you see him in the background, doesn't move a muscle, so he didn't see it as being deliberate, but the referee did.
Alan Mabry didn't make too much of that, but that looked a sore one. A forearm smash from Chamac. But what Hearts have got to do is be disciplined here, keep the ball, retain possession, and build attacks. We haven't seen too much of it so far.
No, you're right, Rob, but any time they've got forward, got into the last third, they do look dangerous.
Yep. Kart, Darchevian. Alan Mabry got his head to it, got the better of Chamac. The first touch from Jean-Louis Valois let him down there, and he had to just pack the ball clear. He's capable of much better.
You wonder, Rob, being French and playing against a French team, is he at times maybe trying too hard?
That's a Hearts throw off Ali Kart. Jean-Louis Valois certainly a player with the sort of ability to unlock the Bordeaux defence, and as you were saying, if Hearts can get forward, get bodies forward to the edge of the area, there's no doubt that from what we saw in the first leg of this match, and from what we've seen here tonight already, there could be scoring chances for Hearts, and they will feel they'll have to be scoring chances.
Well, that's right, we see the free kick here.
It was handbags, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit fortunate, let's say, Mark DeVries. He's not complaining.
Formerly with Auxerre and Lille in France, Jean-Louis Valois. Nielsen's free kick headed clear by Chamac. The up and under from Scott Severn. Eduardo's header. Severn again. And again, not able to ask any questions of the Bordeaux back four.
Couldn't get control of the ball there, Scott Severn. It was high in the air. Wouldn't fall for him.
Bordeaux with a recent history of a fair bit of success. 1996 UEFA Cup finalists, losing to Bayern Munich in the final. And just 4 years ago they were French champions. So they know what winning's all about. De Vries, having hit the deck, is still down. Slowly thinking about getting back to his feet, but it's untidy play from Hearts. Offering possession back to Bordeaux time and again.
It was Jean-Louis Valois game that time, bro. Simply can't give the ball away in your own half.
Good pressure from Mabry to win it back for Hearts. Patrick Norbo flipped the ball out. It's been a very low-key first half from the home team.
It has been. It was always going to be a difficult one to set about. Well, winning the first leg, really the pressure all in Bordeaux, but you've still got to defend for 90 minutes, and Hearts haven't managed to do that. So now they have to look at some point to get forward and cause problems and hopefully get a goal.
Albert Riera with the chance to cross. Kevin McKenna stretching for the header. Findano! Again, the frame of Craig Gordon's goal is rattled by an effort from outside the area. This time Findano denied. They've hit the crossbar, they've hit the post, and Hearts will feel fortunate. It's still only 1-0.
But a 3-player advantage there, full start, picking it up.
Full start's cross goes beyond Jean-Louis Valois.
That was a tremendous shot there from Findano. Very unfortunate.
And you have to think this game could have been gone beyond Hearts by now.
Well, the one thing that's happening, Rob, is Hearts are encouraging Bordeaux to come and top of them. And when you're playing against quality teams, Findano, we see him there. We'll see him here hitting this shot. There's Riera down the left-hand side. Look at the time against the game. It's a great hit. A magnificent save.
What a save.
This gets a hand to it. Had to be there.
Well, it wasn't clear on first view, but Craig Gordon making a stunning save there to keep Hearts at just 1-0 down.
I was saying, Rob, the way Hearts are playing, they're enticing Bordeaux on top of them. And when you see the quality they have, they've scored the goal, they've hit the woodwork twice. I think they've got to think about trying to play further up the park, try and put Bordeaux under pressure.
Free kick given against Ali Karts for his challenge, but Craig Gordon using every inch of his 6'4" to stretch across and save this one. Terrific technique from Findano. That looked as if it was going in until the 20-year-old goalkeeper made an absolutely superb save.
I tell you, Rob, he doesn't see it to the last minute. That makes it an even better save.
So Bordeaux have already scored. They've hit the bar, they've hit the post. And the nearest Hearts have got was a long-range effort from Jean-Louis Valois, which produced a decent save from Rami. That's a corner. Well won by Marc de Vries, conceded by Pochettino.
Good play from Marc de Vries. He was trying to win the corner kick. That was his aim. Didn't have a lot of support in the box.
What Marc de Vries wants here is a top-quality delivery. In from Jean-Louis Valois, missed by Rami. De Vries couldn't turn it in. Chamak slices it away.
Certainly a panic inside the Bordeaux box from the set piece. It was a good ball from Jean-Louis Valois. Goalkeeper was all over the place.
That's a free kick. Given against Ali Kart's challenge on stamp.
Another chance to get the high ball into the box. Again up again. The Vries up there.
Hearts looking to put some pressure on this man. Jean-Louis Valois arches it in, punched away by Rami. Scott Severin tried the shot, it was deflected towards the goalkeeper. Scott Severin thought it was deflected off an arm.
That's better from the goalkeeper. That's a good ball from Valois. Goalkeeper making the decision, punching the ball clear. I'm not too sure if that's handball or not. Eduardo certainly getting away with it.
38 minutes on the clock. Hearts 0, Bordeaux 1. Aggregate, Hearts 1, Bordeaux 1. Marc de Vries in France, and Albert Riera in Edinburgh. Makes the scoreline level. Twice Bordeaux have been so close to stretching their lead here. It's a free kick for Hearts against the challenge in Maybury from Giudietti.
It's been a better spell for Hearts. Corner kick, 2 free kicks in a row. It's a chance to play in the Bordeaux half, keep the ball in there and create an opportunity.
2 big aerial threats here, and De Vries and McKenna. That's a poor one though from Jean-Louis Valois. Doesn't get it beyond Chamak, back defending. Very calm and composed, the 19-year-old Moroccan. Andy Webster gave it away, but offside against D'Archeville. More live football from the BBC on Sunday. We're at Easter Road for Hibs against Rangers, on air at 10:03 for a 3 o'clock kickoff. Full focus at the moment is on this UEFA Cup second round, second leg match, in which Hearts are playing a dangerous game.
They are, Rob, but you've got to remember as well, the game is finely balanced. They're not behind, they're not in front, so the next goal is going to be vital. Craig will realise that as much as anyone else, but it's going to have one or two decisions to make it half-time, I'm sure.
And this 1-0, of course, is the only scoreline which would take the match into extra time. Mark de Vries with his back to goal, trying to force his way through, appeals for a penalty. Hearts are furious it hasn't been given.
I tell you what, I think they've got a claim here. First impression, it certainly looks as if there's a handball. Mark de Vries fighting for the ball spins up here. Could have been his elbow.
It was Giurietti.
I don't think it was deliberate.
It brushed his arm, no doubt about it.
Certainly seen them given.
And the Polish referee didn't want to say it again. I'm going to have to. Grzegorz Gielewski said no. De Vries the target. Full stop! It's not going to catch. The offside flag is up. Just with Tynecastle about to erupt, it was flagged off for offside.
Rob, I'm not sure if it is or not, but the assistant had his flag up right away before Phil Stamp puts it in the net. Great flick on from Mark de Vries, just watch Stamp's position. I think it's just a fraction offside. Very, very, very tight. Hard one for the assistant, but he did make his mind up right away. I watched him as soon as the ball came in.
Yeah, I think he was half a yard off, Sandy.
Yep.
And he cuts. Overlapping yet again, Kevin McKenna there to cut out the cross. Nielsen, Severin, Kisnorbo, and now Maybury. Gordon clears, Severin flicks it to Eduardo. Fenduno did well to keep possession under pressure from Kisnorbo. Eduardo sweeps it out wide to Hervé Alicante. Vieira. Took his Norbo, snapping at his heels, trying to get the ball away from him. The ball wasn't out. 3 minutes to be added at the end of this first half, so 6 minutes left. Good challenge from Scott Severin.
It's a free kick though.
Well, referee didn't like it. Scott Severin reckons that's midfield aggression. It was too aggressive for the Polish ref.
He's unfortunate, Scott Severin. He gets full contact in the ball, but it's the high boot again. It shows his studs, and that's why the referee's awarded a free kick.
Hearts need a bit of that though, don't they, Sandy? They need to get in about a bit more.
Yeah, they've got to stop Bordeaux playing. The last 5 or 6 minutes, the tempo of the game has been picked up. It's been a better game because of that. Hearts have had 1 or 2 chances going forward. Stamp unlucky to be caught offside. And Bordeaux, we can still see the danger. Fenduno, D'Archeville, as they go forward.
Eduardo's pass. Shamak holds off Maybury. Giurietti didn't like Stamp's challenge. Andy Webster doing the defending. Mark de Vries. Terrific play from Mark de Vries with 4 Bordeaux players around him. Jean-Louis Valois with some explaining to do again about another wayward pass.
I can't understand that one, Rob. Mark de Vries does so well to manage to hold on to the ball, to play the pass, and then Valois simply gives it away.
Severin, Stamp. Powerful running from Phil Stamp, and flicks it wide for Robbie Nielsen. Stamp again, and McFarlane. Good play from Nielsen. Still has it, Robbie Nielsen. Now into the penalty box. Obstructed, surely. No penalty given against Eduardo.
The referee waved it away right away. I think mainly because Robbie Nielsen knocked the ball quite a bit in front of him.
Shamak didn't take the ball with him. It looked an impressive run, but the ball was behind him and he's conceded a free kick. Hearts would love to level this before half-time.
It's been much better, Rob. Only because there's more aggression about Hearts play, more determination.
Stamp's challenge on Canera. So was it a penalty here?
Robbie Nielsen does really well. Gets beyond two players, wins this challenge, and this is the one. He knocks it beyond the player. There's some certainly obstruction. I think that's maybe an indirect free kick inside the box, but the referee waved that away right away.
He certainly could play for Robbie Nielsen because he's forcing defenders to commit themselves, and we haven't seen enough of that.
Well, we haven't seen Maybury forward at all in the left-back position. Robbie Nielsen, once or twice, he's got up the park, and we've seen the danger there. As soon as you commit players at the back, you've got a chance of creating something. It'll be interesting to see the lads' comments at half-time, Robbo and Gordon, just to see what they're thinking about the tactical side of things.
45 minutes gone. 2 minutes to be added. The De Vries layoff, collected by McFarlane. Nielsen got past Ali Cart, but Riera covering in behind him, not too successfully. De Vries stretches out. Well, Mark De Vries has tried everything in this first half to unsettle the Bordeaux defence, and there's no doubt they fear what he's capable of.
I'll tell you, Rob, he's in the mood. It's as simple as that. He wants to do well. He wants to progress in Europe.
Heading for half-time at Tynecastle. Just about 45 seconds left till the half-time whistle. Hearts doing more in the last 10 or 15 minutes to lift the crowds. Scott Severn making his impact after replacing Paul Hartley. He almost made an impact on Herbie Alicart there with that challenge. Goal kick.
But that's much better, Rob. Don't let them out, don't let them build from the back. Try and play in the Bordeaux half. That could be the secret second half.
It's half-time at Tynecastle, and it's 1-0 Bordeaux. A stunning strike from Albert Riera after only 9 minutes of the game. Tynecastle was silenced. He was given far too much room, but the shot on the half volley was an absolute screamer. It moved so far in the air, swerving away from Craig Gordon. He got a hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out, and the surprise was written all over his face there. This was the moment. Hearts got the ball in the back of the net. Was Phil Stamp offside? If he was, there was only a fraction in it. Flicked on by Mark De Vries, tucked away by Phil Stamp, but all the while the flag was up against him. The goal was chalked off, and in between times, of course, Bordeaux have struck the crossbar and the post, as well as having a half-time 1-0 lead. Here's Peter Houston.
Peter, it's been a thrilling first half from a neutral point of view. Not that many of us are neutral, right, to be honest with you, but how have you seen it?
They're a dangerous side. We've always said that, quality. The strikes for the edge of the box have hit the bar. Craig Gordon's had a great save in that. But I think we're starting to come into it at the latter part of the half. At first we were awful tentative, looked awful nervous. We've really got to squeeze the game up to their half now and have a go at them. And I think they'll be a bit troubled when we do have a go at them.
Yeah, I saw John McGlynn coming down for a major powwow with you and Craig. I mean, are we going to get a tactical rethink from you?
Yeah, I think we'll change it a wee bit and get more people forward, obviously. When you're holding a 1-0 lead, you think the best thing to do is sit and hold it. But I think the best way, the old Scottish way, is go and attack them and we get something from it.
And we saw, sadly, I think justifiably, that your goal was chalked off for offside there.
Yeah, probably just offside. But if we can create more more chances in the second half, then we'll be happy. Remember, it's still 1-0, we're still in the game, we can't be kamikaze also, you know.
Would you like to make any personnel changes at the start of the half?
If not, just now, early in the second half.
Thanks, Peter, all the
Thank
best.
Yes, 1-0 at half-time. Bordeaux ahead, an enthralling first half there, and Peter Houston saying he might change it in the second half and certainly get Hearts up front attacking Bordeaux more, because as it stands at the moment, it's 1 each over the 2 legs. John Robertson, are you surprised the way that Hearts actually started off, because they were sitting incredibly deep at the beginning? A
little bit surprised. I didn't think they'd be quite as deep as that, but Craig and Peter saying there just now that they didn't want to go kamikaze. They wanted to try and hold it for 20-25 minutes, see how the game opened up a little bit and take it from there. Unfortunately, that went after only 9 minutes with a stunning strike from Riera, and Craig's obviously had to have a rethink. But they're right, they're still back in this game. Very unlucky not to come in at level terms with the offside goal. And I'm sure they'll still fancy their chances second half. Yeah, that 9th minute in, Gordon, a fantastic goal, but started by Hearts' mistakes, actually.
Well, it did. I think Jean-Louis Valois, I think you would normally think get him off because he's having such a poor game. But he's also one of the most creative players, and he might just create something for them tonight. But on this occasion there, this is the type of thing he was doing, and he's giving the ball away there. This isn't really a chance, though. I mean, there's no real worries for Hearts at this stage, but what a fantastic strike it is. The ball moved a lot in the air. I thought Craig Gordon, looking at it first, could have done better with it, but it's a great strike.
You wouldn't expect him to hit that, would you, John?
No, we said at the top of the programme that if Bordeaux were going to hit shots from that distance like they did in the first leg, you'd be quite happy, because Craig Gordon's a great young goalkeeper. But when you see the movement there, that's moved a good 4 or 5 yards, and he's got a hand to it. But again, the swerve that's taken it right in the top corner, and you've got to give the guy credit for the strike. Yeah. Do you think the Hearts suffered from the initial line-up, Gordon, and took a while to recover from that goal?
I think that they suffered for the first leg result. I mean, I know that about it. They were so unsure about how to approach it. Craig Levein decided just to go with this sort of formation, play it tight, sit behind the ball, give nothing away, and it's gone against them, really, because Bordeaux have had so much of the game and they've been able to go and play in Hearts half. Here's an example of it. Bordeaux give the ball away here. Paul Hartley picks up, there's no forward passes on really as such, and all of a sudden the ball goes back the way and Bordeaux get behind the ball. And that was an example of what was happening a lot in the first half, because even when they were getting possession of the ball, there was nowhere to go, because there was no passes on. And there was so many examples we could have picked out where they just got stopped in their tracks and there wasn't a forward pass on, or only De Vries in his own, for example, and they didn't take the ball forward. But the other thing about Bordeaux was they were pressing the game right up in Hearts' box at times, and making it difficult for Hearts to even play the ball out. And I think that was one of the deciding factors, that they had to change. Hearts were a goal down, Bordeaux were on top. They had to change the way they played, and that's exactly what they did.
And one of the things they did was they pushed Phil Stamp forward, and I mean, he had a good chance, had a good shot, and unlucky no one followed up after this one, John. Yeah, I think Phil's the only midfield player that's really got forward. You know, Kinsnorbo and McFarlane are do a holding job, but you see him. You see there, that's what it is. He's gone in. Hearts won it back. Now there's the 3 front men you'd be looking for, but he just makes a little run in here. It's a good wee ball, and it's a great strike. It's a very good save for the goalkeeper, but there's the problem. It's only Mark De Vries in the box there for the follow-ups. So, you know, Hearts have got a back 4. I think the midfield can, you know, be a wee bit more adventurous in respect. They can go into the box and follow up into the box for little snapshots like that. Now, we saw a fantastic goal right at the start after 9 minutes, Gordon, and Bordeaux could be 3 ahead if it wasn't for the woodwork. In fact, one was a great save, but the first one from Darcheville was a great shot off the bar.
I always disagree with that statement. It could be ahead if it wasn't for the woodwork, because the woodwork doesn't move.
Sure.
It's the ball's it's not in the net. It's not in, but it's a great strike. I mean, this is a terrific shot. Darcheville just brings it down quickly. Look at the number of players Hearts have got too far back again in their box. And that's what's happening. The shots are flying in there, and they looked a dangerous side. And Hearts had given them so much play that they just had to change it around. And I think they've got to be more positive. Hearts, they've got to do the sort of tactics that they thought they would do if they were coming from a goal down from the first leg. They've got to go and attack Bordeaux now. They've got to get people forward and play a typical Scottish game, play their own way. As I said before, Valois, really you would take him off unless you thought you could get something more from him. Craig Levein will have to decide at this stage whether Valois got anything left in him, because he's had a poor game, and you maybe want Andy Kirk on there, but I don't know whether he'll take Valois off, because he is capable of creating something.
Sure. Well, there's one player who's desperate that he's missed this game tonight, very disappointed indeed, and that is Stephen Presley. He's with Chick just now.
Yeah, combining news that Hearts will make a change in the second half. Simmons for McFarlane will be the change. More of that in a moment, but tell me exactly, Elvis, what you made of that first half.
I think obviously losing the early goal, you know, gave them the impetus, and for the first 15-20 minutes they looked a good side, but I think the last 15-20 minutes we've been far more aggressive with them, more in their face, and I think at this moment in time we look the side that's going to score the goal.
Have you been a good spectator? Are you kicking every ball?
I'm not a great spectator, but you know, it's a great night, you know, a fantastic atmosphere here in the stadium, you know, and it's you know, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, it's a sore one for you to miss, though, isn't it, Steve?
Very much so, you know, European nights are special nights here at Tynecastle, you know, and we worked extremely hard all season to get into Europe, so, you know, I'm disappointed to miss tonight's game.
You were just watching some of the action go through here, you didn't realise what a good save that was from Craig Gordon?
That's right, I just seen the touch he got onto the post, you know, it was a fantastic save, you know, it was an exceptional strike and a great save.
So what would you do if you're the guy from the second half? You feel Hearts have got it sitting on, well, not sitting as much, and come forward a little bit more?
I think just to continue what we've been doing the last 15-20 minutes, you know, we've tried to get Phil Stamp more in touch with big Mark de Vries. Phil's very unfortunate with his goal, you know, although it may be offside. I think the lead up to the goal there was a definite claim for a penalty kick for ourselves, so we're slightly disappointed with that, but I still think we'll go on and win this game.
The crowd have got a part to play. You could hear them getting wound up in the background at half time. Do you feel that the Hearts have got what it takes if the crowd get behind them?
Very much so, you know, the crowd have been fantastic tonight. They know we have to play relatively patient football, you know, and they've certainly remained patient and behind us. And like I say, I'm sure we're going to win this game tonight.
I hope you're right. Last question, Stephen, when do we see you back in action?
Well, I got a scan yesterday and it showed up a small tear, so the extent of damages, we're hoping 2 to 3 weeks.
All the best. I hope you celebrate the win tonight. Thanks, Stephen.
Yes, a massive loss for Hearts tonight. Stephen Presley, the first game he's missed all season. John, he mentioned the penalty claim. They had a couple. How did you see them?
The first one, it looked right away as if it maybe clipped the lad's hand, but I think you can see no replay. There's his hand. It's maybe brushed against it. I don't think it's deliberate. This one, at worst, I think, has to be a free kick for obstruction.
Yep.
Robbie Wilson has done great there. He's knocked it past. Now, he has a look now, bang. Now, for me, if it's not a penalty kick, he has to give obstruction there.
Yeah.
An indirect free kick in the box. That was a dodgy decision.
Yeah. So Hearts could well have had that penalty there, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Now, as things stand, Gordon, it's 1-0. The Hearts had their away goal. Bordeaux have got their away goal. If it stays like that, we will go to the silver goal. Please explain to us all what the silver goal is.
That's quite simple.
OK.
No, but the golden goal rule was when whoever scored first in the extra time, the game was over. That goal killed it. But silver goal means that if you score in the first half of the extra time, it still goes on to the half time. So if you scored in the first minute, you play the first 15 minutes, and then you get into the second half, and as I say, then to see if anybody scores again, you're in the second half, and if nobody does score after the first goal scored at half time, it's over. But then if somebody does equalise at that stage, at half time you go into the second part of it. I hope that was clear.
That was very clear.
I still don't understand.
I
do understand.
I've absolutely no idea what you're talking about. OK, well, explain the silver goal if it has to go to it at the end, but let's hope not. Let's hope Hearts get a couple of goals in the second half. But other UEFA Cup action tonight, of course, British teams involved, and Newcastle are involved against Basel at St James's Park. Steve Wilson and Mark Bright describe the first half action.
Cantalupi with the corner. Oh, it's gone a long way, and Hakan Yakin got his head on it. This is Titus Bramble. Well controlled by Amiobi. Towards Bramble, just over him. Oh, now is it squeezed over the line? Referee gives the goal.
It's a super ball in, isn't it? It comes over everybody. I think it goes in off a defender.
It's gone in off Smiljanic.
Here it is, lots of pace on it. Zubabel comes for it. Oh, what does he see?
It's an own goal mark. Boris Smiljanic got the final touch. Swatted away by Bramble to O'Brien, who gives it away. Hakan Yakin, Strella. Oh, lovely ball, Cantalupi. It's going to be a penalty. And Shay Given might be in trouble here as well. No, it's gone the other way.
Wow, great spot from the referee. I'll tell you something from here, he fooled us. It was a great break. Well, it was given away by, I think it's Andy O'Brien, but they did ever so well. He comes in here, just goes round the keeper. Shay Given pulls up. So many times we see those penalties given. Well, it was a great spot.
Mark Bright says it was a great spot, but I think Shea given a touch. Fortunate to still be on the park after that. No penalty given there. 1-0 to Newcastle at half-time. They led 3-2 after the first leg. Let's have a look at the scores of the other British teams involved in the UEFA Cup this evening. And the story there, of course, is that Manchester City are out. They drew 0-0 this afternoon after a 1-1 draw in the first leg. Newcastle United, as you saw, 1-0 up against Basel, and they are 4-2 up in aggregate. Hearts we all know all about, and 0-0 Liverpool against Steaua Bucharest after a 1-1 draw in the first leg. Now, I can tell you that Feyenoord are out of the UEFA Cup. They drew 1-1 with Tbilisi, who are 8th currently in the Czech League. And, of course, they lost 2-0 at home in the first leg there. Of course, Feyenoord won the UEFA Cup a couple of seasons ago, taking Rangers out on the way. Red Star Belgrade against Rosenborg, 0-0 after the first leg. Harald Brattbag has put Rosenborg ahead in that one. And Sochaux 1-up on Borussia Dortmund. It was 2-2 after the first leg. So Sochaux, the French team, are 3-2 up on Borussia Dortmund. But we're talking about Hearts against Bordeaux tonight. We're going to head back over to Tynecastle in a couple of minutes. But first, Robbo, I mean, what they're going to have to do? Neil McFarlane off, Stephen Simmons on. Would that the change you'd expected?
No, I thought Andy Kirkmeyer came on and Fullstamp moved back in the middle of the park. But young Stephen Simmons is a good player. He's a midfield player who will bomb forward. So they may play him further up the park and bring Stamp back. What they've just got to do is, as Stephen's already said there in the interview, they've got to do what they've done in the last 20 minutes. Get the ball forward, get more players to support Marc de Vries, and there's certainly a goal in it for them.
Because they do look like, you know, Hearts have put a lot of pressure on that last 20 minutes there, and Bordeaux look a wee bit shaky at the back, especially at high balls.
Yeah, well, that's right. They're getting more opportunities, set pieces, high balls will always cause them problems, but then they've got to take risks. So Hearts, that's the thing. And Bordeaux, a dangerous team. They look a good side tonight. Yeah, they absolutely do look a good side. And there they are, the Bordeaux fans now. In fact, indeed, that's the Hearts fans sitting there at Tynecastle. Let's head over there live now to get the full second half of the second round of the second leg of the UEFA Cup. Hearts against Bordeaux. Here's our commentary team of Sandy Clark and Rob McLean.
And these Hearts supporters wondering if their team can prolong their unbeaten run. They've won 6 on the trot. If they can remain unbeaten, they will go through to the third round of the UEFA Cup. That second half switch involves Stephen Simmons coming on into the Hearts midfield in place of Neil McFarlane. Maybe a little bit more aggressive Simmons, maybe a little bit more of a threat of getting into the box and scoring a goal as well for Craig Levein. But could he not have brought on Andy Kirk, Sandy?
Well, certainly, for me, these are more attacking type players. Stephen Simmons is certainly more attack-wise than Neil McFarlane, so I think Scott Severn will sit beside Chris Norbo, and Simmons will be the first one to support the Fries. But for me, Andy Kirk, Craig's only got one substitution left. I'd like to see Andy Kirk at some point in this game.
So Hearts having made 2 changes already then, with McFarlane and Hartley to have gone off, Severn and Simmons on. As you saw there, Riera, the goal scorer, is off, replaced by Paulo Costa. And just as they started the first half, Bordeaux not hanging about after the restart either, with Canera pushing forward, the right back on the overlap and firing that across Craig Gordon's goal. So Bordeaux with Riera, the goal scorer, off, and his replacement, a straight replacement on the left side of midfield, Paulo Costa, who played there in the first leg, another Portuguese player in the Bordeaux side.
That must be what they do in France, Rob. You score from 35 yards and you get subbed at half-time.
Yeah, not good enough.
I thought he played well. Didn't play the first leg, but he looked a good player, the young lad, Riera.
Full stop to Marc de Vries. Good turn, good shot. Unfortunately for him, it was straight at Ulrich Rami.
Great play again from de Vries. Controls that so well, so strong. Swivels, and that's a marvellous shot. That can go anywhere. Lucky for the goalkeeper, it's right down his throat.
Hearts looking to pick up where they left off in the last 10 or 15 minutes of the first half, when they looked much more like themselves.
I think just as Stephen Presley was saying at half-time, Rob, was a great description. Get right in their faces, make life difficult for them.
Ancient throw, played away by Pochettino. First there, Alan Maybury, might have taken a touch, might have taken his time, hurried the pass, and Jean-Louis Valois couldn't catch it. And I think he'll possibly have heard something during the half-time chit-chat with Craig Levein.
Well, it's been disappointing. We know he's such a talented player, that's why you get frustrated as much as anything else. When you know you've got a player who can play as well as he can, doesn't produce, you wonder why at times.
Good backtracking from Phil Stamp. It's been an industrious show from him, and he's looked as likely as anyone outside Mark de Vries to get the goal Hearts so desperately want. Of course, he did have the ball in the net, but it was given offside. Valois' cross, carefully headed clear by Planus. Paulo Costa, pacey. Away from Patrick Kisnorbo, and he was fouled, and I think the ref took a dive there. He's made the most of that, hasn't he?
Check his studs. Paulo Costa actually doing very well. He takes on Patrick Kisnorbo. Kisnorbo's quick, remember, but Costa's got the ball, gets round him, gets in front of him, and wins the free kick.
And what you didn't see there was the referee losing his footing, but Hearts with this free kick to defend. Chamak and Darcheville at the edge of the area. Paulo Costa rolls it for Eduardo, tags his shot well wide.
He's looking for a corner kick there, Eduardo. The good press from the Hearts players on the wall, not allowing the shot to go off. No chance to go in.
Three and a half minutes into the second half with Mark de Vries. Back to Robbie Nielsen. That's good play from Phil Stamp. Good use of the ball, looking for it back from Stephen Simmons. Given away defensively by Ali Cart. Always cross, another disappointment. Maybury showed too much of it to Giudietti. Chamak's header. Now Fenduno skipping through the midfield, quick feet. In went Patrick Kisnorbo for Hearts.
That's a good challenge from Kisnorbo. The Fenduno, number 14, just off the front again. He's so nimble. Great ball control.
He's got such an important role, hasn't he, Sandy, of policing in front of the Hearts back four.
He's played that position too so well in the last two games, Rob. In Bordeaux and the derby on Sunday.
Free kick given against Frank Giudietti, the former Monaco and Marseille player, and the foul was on Scott Severin. Valois, clever pass to Severin. Alan Maybury's cross, Rami's punch, and it falls for Fenduno. Lots of room for Paulo Costa to have a run at Robbie Nielsen. Now with Darcheville, Costa again, and good block from Andy Webster. Didn't know too much about it, but he was in the way.
That was good play from Andy Webster. He's seen there, Rob, the quality of Bordeaux on the break. Paulo Costa, that's about so quick. So much good quality going forward.
And Craig Levein so conscious that they are a counter-attacking team. If you push on too much, you play into their hands. Given away by Nielsen. Andy Webster's header. Time for Stephen Simmons. More time than he thought, but he did find Stamp. Kisnorbo. Maybury. Ball will run into Canera.
Canera's played well tonight. Good defender, keeps his eye on the ball. Normally a centre back playing right back tonight.
And Reece chested it down for Valois. Couldn't keep it. Played away by Eduardo. Chamak. It's on the wrong side of Maybury. Run into Andy Webster. Free kick given for obstruction.
You wonder, Rob, if that's much different from the penalty claim Robbie Nielsen had in the first half.
The difference was it was in the penalty box, and it required a big decision. Not that I'm biased or anything. Jurietti. Fenduno. Eduardo. Alicart's pass, and responding to a shout from Craig Gordon. Robbie Nielsen lets it go. Let's get news of Paul Hartley, who was stretchered off in the first half with a very nasty-looking face injury. Check.
Yeah, it was actually a cut in the mouth, Rob. He's had a few stitches applied to it, but the team doc says he'll be fine, nothing too major, nothing to worry about. I think it looked a lot worse than it was, but he's had it stitched up and should be okay.
That's well won by Stephen Simmons, and a late flag goes up to say free kick.
That's disappointing, Rob. The Bordeaux players are demanding a yellow card for Stephen Simmons. He certainly gets the ball. A la carte, Simmons looks like a 50-50. He gets his foot at the top of the ball. For me, he doesn't hurt the player at all.
Stephen Simmons booked. Was that for the challenge, or was it for kicking the ball away afterwards? I'm not sure.
Well, I hope it's not for the challenge, because I thought he won the ball. He wasn't aggressive, and he put his foot on it. Craig would be too happy at that one, I'm sure.
Simmons getting about his business in that midfield area, that oh so vital midfield compartment in which games can be won and lost. Eduardo there for Bordeaux. Marco Canera, Frank Jurietti, Pascal Fenduno spinning off Webster. It's a corner kick for the French team.
Fenduno again finding some space just outside the Hearts box. His first touch is so good, and the Webster blocked the shot that time.
Craig Gordon could be called into action again here.
Every Hearts player inside their own box.
Jurietti's corner. Mark de Vries back there with the defensive header. Angelo Ivalwa. Gets the ball back to Jurietti, but did well to keep it in. All he did was keep it in for Canera. A shot there from Eduardo. Cannoning into Stephen Simmons, and he felt the full force of that. And the referee stops the game, so Simmons can be attended to.
It's a sore one. It's Eduardo hits the shot, edge of the box. It's not closed down. Only one thing in his mind, I'm going to have a go. That's right now. The coupon, as they say.
Yeah. It might be the point of the chin. Ooh. Ouch. Hearts looking to lift the tempo. Not just the drummer. All around the ground. The Hearts supporters looking for reasons to be cheerful.
I think it's worth remembering as well, Rob, it's so important that Hearts don't lose a goal. If they lose a goal, they have to score 3.
And Craig Levein knows the way it is. 1-0 down. It stays that way. We're talking silver goal, which means that if one team is ahead after the first period of 15 minutes added, they win. If it's level, they play another 15. If they're level, then it's penalties.
You've been working hard on that one.
Avery gets it back from Valois. Flicked on by de Vries. Now with Severin. Nielsen, what a poor ball back in from Robbie Nielsen. And he is more than capable, as we saw on Sunday, of delivering top quality service into the box, but not that time.
That was a poor ball from Robbie Nielsen. Kevin McKenna eventually giving the free kick away. That was a break. Shamak, he was on his bike. But Kevin McKenna, I think he gets the ball in again. It's full contact in the ball. I don't think that's a free kick.
about 12 minutes gone into the second half. Still Albert Riera's first half strike, which makes the difference on the night at Tynecastle, cancelling out the Marc de Vries goal in Bordeaux 3 weeks ago. He came off the head of Alan Maybury, the skipper, in place of Stephen Presley. Fendero's pass going behind the fullback, Canera. $17,500 inside Tynecastle, and you can imagine the sort of noise that they're going to make, all but 300 of them, if Hearts can get this level on the night.
Obviously, in the other Rob have to score 3, but of course, if it ends up 2 each year, that's a good enough result.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting me.
There's Michel Pavon. What does he think of it so far, Chip?
He's looking pretty calm there, but he's been pretty passionate the whole affair since the second half began. Just urging his players to up their limit work rate as well, Rob. You know, I'm very passionate about all things French myself, but he's certainly he's trying to wind up his players a little bit. And I have to say the pressure beginning to build in both camps. Craig Levine too urging his players forward.
Canera into the penalty box for Bordeaux. Darcheville tried to have the shot at goal. It was Chamac who set up the run of Canera with a very clever pass. A yellow card for Marc de Vries.
It's a really soft caution as well. It may have been a free kick, so not as much as anything else. It's right in the halfway line. It's got to be for persistent fouling, but I don't think Marc de Vries had too many against him tonight.
Free kick against the young Moroccan, Chamac. The foul was on Kevin McKenna. He may be 19, he's not shy, he gets in about. He's going to be a good player.
He's a good player, Rob. He's quick, he's very aware, and he's over 6 foot tall.
Marc de Vries holding the ball up, releasing it to Phil Stamp. Good turn from Stamp. Needs support, needs options. Support comes from Nielsen. And Robbie Nielsen came off second best against Paulo Costa. Hearts don't need another injury problem, they might have one.
Well, Robbie Nielsen's certainly going for the ball, gets there first. And that's every bit as bad as the Stephen Simmons one. But the assistant, who was very close to that one as well.
Look at those studs.
He certainly catches him. Marc de Vries and Simmons have got yellow cards. That certainly merits one.
Well, if he doesn't see a yellow card for that, which he's not going to by the looks of it, he's a lucky boy, Paulo Costa.
It's not even a free kick, Rob, it's a throw-in.
Robbie Nielsen picks himself up, dusts himself down, and prepares to hurl us into the box. Headed away by Canera, flicked on by Fenduno. Nielsen plays it into the danger area, and that's good mopping up this time by Jean-Louis Valois, then gives it away. Maybury, Kisnorbo running into trouble in the form of Eduardo. Hearts free kick, quickly taken to Severin. There's Phil Stamp. And de Vries had the chance. Offside had been given against him already.
It was a good move from Hearts, Scott Seven. Finding Phil Stamp at the back post, he was rightly onside. This ball doesn't fall well for Stephen Simmons. Hooks it back across, trying to get it on target. I'm sure that was a shot. Marc de Vries just gliding into an offside position. It's a half a chance, just doesn't fall down quick enough.
Did well there, Stephen Simmons, to hook that across to de Vries. Another poor ball from Jean-Louis Valois. Register to Maybury. Seeing plenty of it. Hearts very on Frenchman, and that wasn't too far away from being spot on for Marc de Vries.
That's better from Valois. He does this type of thing so well. De Vries staying on side, just too much weight in the pass. Hopefully that'll give Valois a bit more confidence to go and build on his game tonight.
Nielsen finds De Vries. Just about everything is stuck when it's been played up to the big striker, but Phil Stamp couldn't keep it.
Marc de Vries is a very good game tonight. The lone striker up there. He's had 1 or 2 efforts on goal. He certainly linked people in very well.
Safety first from Andy Webster. Filling in very impressively again for Stephen Presley.
He's quietly effective, Andy Webster, probably the best way to describe him. Presley, very, very good player.
Pedro Costa stopped by Robbie Nielsen. Stamp to Valois, and again he doesn't hold on to the ball. It's happened time and time again. And that time it's going to spin out of play and Hearts will get the ball back, but well, no one will be more frustrated than himself, you would imagine, the way things have gone for Valois here.
He certainly wants to do well, Rob. It just simply isn't happening for him. If you think back to the game in Bordeaux, Craig Levein eventually took him off.
Yeah.
He didn't have a great game that night either.
As you say, maybe just too keen to impress, trying too hard.
That can happen. Yellow
card for Marco Canera, the Bordeaux right back.
I just wonder how long it'll be before we see Andy kick. Valois could be the one to go off, Simmons wide left and kick up beside De Vries.
Because of the Paul Hartley injury, of course, Craig Levein has just one switch to go. Hibs Rangers, as you see there, is live on Sunday from the Scottish Premier League in the second round of the UEFA Cup. 1-1 on aggregate between Bordeaux and Hearts. Kept in by Stamp and then given away. It's a long way back now for Robbie Nielsen, having pushed up on the overlap. Harry Kewell, the goal scorer tonight for Liverpool. Nielsen's free kick. There's a nudge on De Vries with the ball in the air from Pochettino. Eduardo for Bordeaux in the central midfield area. Canera, Fendino, back with Lanus. Good running from Chamak on the end of the pass from Ali Cart. It's Fendino. It's 2-0 Bordeaux. A clinical finish. And Hearts now staring at a UEFA Cup exit. 2-0 on the night, 2-1 they trail, and Craig Gordon could do nothing about this.
It's a marvellous goal from Bordeaux's point of view. Chamak makes a great run to stay onside down that left-hand side. That's a marvellous pullback. And Fendino, he supports so well, he gets into great areas. His technique, we've seen him hit the post earlier, takes a touch, gets composure, and that's a magnificent finish. Disappointed from Hearts' point of view, but if you're a neutral, that's a fine goal.
Fendino scored his first goal of the season at the weekend against Rennes in the 2-1 win in the French League. He's just got his second, and that could be very valuable indeed to Bordeaux, because it means the Hearts now have got to score 2 goals of their own, because were they to lose 2-1 here tonight with 1 goal back, Michel Pavon's side would go through and away goals.
I think we've got to see another striker soon. Pretty certain it'll be Andy Kirk.
Robbie Nielsen's throw. Headed away by Pochettino. That's Severin. Phil Stamp took a deflection. Simmons was underneath it. Eduardo got it away. Back in from Stamp. There goes De Vries. Kicked in by Jean-Louis Valois.
Phil Stamp, who blazes the ball over the bar on the half volley. A real chance here for Hearts to make it 2-1.
It's good pressure. This ball comes into the box. Martin de Vries makes a good challenge. Only with Valois, good support at the back post. This is a good ball in. Pulls it back towards Stamp, and he's got to attack this. He's got to drive it down the way, put power on it. But side of the foot, leaning back, and it ends up miles over the bar.
McKenna's header. Now Eduardo. Nielsen hooks it on. Webster under pressure. Holds off Darcheville, works the ball clear. Chested down by Severin to Kisnorbo. And the realisation is going around Tynecastle among the supporters. And among the supporters tonight, of course, is the skipper, Stephen Presley, and he knows as well as anyone the Hearts now need to score twice to reach the third round.
They're as well having a go now, Rob. Nothing to lose. Push people forward, try and get people in the box.
McKenna's free kick, aimed at de Vries. In goes Valois, good goalkeeping, good handling from Rami.
Goalkeeper does well here. It's a decent ball in the box. Again, looking for de Vries. Slips all the way through, but the goalkeeper sharp off his line. Good hands.
Severin. Doesn't find de Vries. And that's given away by Kevin McKenna because Mark de Vries was back on the halfway line.
Well, when you're playing with one striker, Rob, as soon as Mark de Vries, as soon as he comes short, and the ball goes beyond them, there's certainly nobody there. You need a partner to keep one up the park all the time.
You would imagine that there's no great decision for Craig Levein to make here. He's surely got to get another striker on the pitch. They need 2 goals.
You need goals, it's as simple as that. And you look at the bench, you've got Winus, you've got Kirk. Kirk's the one that's scoring goals. And for me, he's got to simply get on the park. I can't understand why it's not happening so far.
I think you can see too in Andy Kirk's face there that he's the eyes are darting across to the coach, and as if to say, "I'm ready, boss, get me on." Phil Stamp, Stephen Simmons. That's a good effort from Simmons, and it produces an acrobatic save from Rami.
That was a chance as well there. Simmons doing well. A fine save from the keeper.
Stamp again, holds off Paulo Costa. And out of Alicart. Hearts need to work Rami. Simmons with the shot, but he was being charged down. And he can't hit the target.
He was under pressure that time, Stephen Simmons. Didn't have time to let the ball come down. This is the previous one, though. It's a good ball in the box, and Stephen Simmons is onto it well. That's a great first touch. Good shot. The goalkeeper makes it look spectacular. It's a good, strong hand to the ball.
And Andy Kirk had his head in his hands. He's well involved in the warm-up, and hopefully, before too much longer, it's more than a warm-up, Chick.
Yeah, they made the decision. Actually, Andy Kirk's had the call to change, finish his warm-up. They're going to make the change. Andy Kirk will be coming on. A few seconds to tell you exactly who's going to replace, but he will be getting stripped.
Back from Rami. And it's going to be Jean-Louis Valois who will come off when Andy Kirk comes on. I suppose what we're losing then is a bit of supply from the left side. But it's not been Jean-Louis Valois' night.
Well, really, there's not been too much from the left-hand side anyway. The one ball cut back to Phil Stamp. Apart from that, not a lot to offer from the left-hand side. Maybe, of course, playing left-back is a naturally right-footed player. Oh, there's a chance.
Trick shots from Ulrich Rami. Let's see that one again.
He's lucky the goalkeeper. Matt de Vries, there's nothing wrong. It's a poor kick. That can end up anywhere. He's a lucky man.
Certainly picked out Mark de Vries pretty well. Valois' last involvement, you would imagine, as the ball dribbles out.
minutes or so left.
Shamak.
If Hearts can get a goal. It's tight in here, as you were saying there, Rob. If Hearts can get a goal in the next 3 or 4 minutes, they'll certainly make for an exciting climax, but they've got to get that important first goal.
Phil Stamp doing all he can to try to get a goal back to Scott Severin. Mark de Vries offside. Touched onto the post, but it wouldn't have mattered had it gone in.
It's just a yard offside here, Mark de Vries. You've got to give the Bordeaux defenders lots of credit, lots of compliments for the way they've played tonight. That's great defending, holding the line.
Well, it had to happen, and finally it has. But it's not Jean-Louis Valois. Well, the number 20 was held up there. Patrick Kisnorbo was heading for the touchline, and he was told, get back out there, because it was meant to be number 11. We trusted Chick implicitly, of course. He's never got it wrong before. Oh, not in the last 5 minutes. Valois off. Andy Kirk on. And can that Kirk-de Vries partnership work wonders for Hearts?
What Andy Kirk will have to watch, Rob, is the way that they play. He plays on the last man. He tries to pick up the flicks from Mark de Vries. He's got to make sure he stays onside. That's an important factor.
Too much on the pass from Scott Severin, which gave Alan Maybury no chance. Another goal for Bordeaux would kill it. And Darcheville onside. He's round Craig Gordon, and it's into the side net. Well, that keeps it alive for Hearts. It's still a long shot, but there is a way they can do it. Had this gone in, it was game over.
It's great play from Bordeaux. Penduno again, Darcheville making a great run, staying onside. Showing strikers how it's done.
Kisnorbo slides the pass through for de Vries. Played away by Planus. Diving header from Patrick Kisnorbo. That's a Hearts free kick given against Canera, who goes to ground in dramatic fashion, which is going to get Patrick Kisnorbo in trouble.
I think that's a really soft booking. Kisnorbo's just trying to get the ball back. Canera's giving away the free kick by a handball. He gets away with it. Kisnorbo, all he's trying to do, watch it here, it's a handball. You'll see it coming up. There you go. And Kisnorbo, watch him. All he just tries to do is get the ball back.
Yeah, look at that.
Handbags.
Play for today. In from Phil Stamp. Oh! Kevin McKenna's there. Stephen Simmons is there. That's got to be a free kick. Well, maybe not. Scott Severin. Couldn't keep it under pressure, Severin. And now on the counter-attack, it's Bordeaux again. Craig Gordon gets there before Jean-Claude Darcheville. Had to be quick off his line, the young keeper.
He was sharp. I think just before that may have been a free kick for Hearts, just on the edge of the box, but not too much going right for them now.
Severin looking to drive Hearts forward. It's a good ball which picks out de Vries. Now Phil Stamp through to Andy Kirk. His first touch put the ball backwards. If he'd managed to glance that in front of himself, there was a real chance for Andy Kirk to score. One back by Robbie Nielsen. Now it's Kirk. Phil Stamp directing operations from central midfield, and that's a bad one. Looking along the line, you shouldn't really get caught offside, and Robbie Nielsen was.
Andy Kirk should have played it earlier to him, Rob. Kirk picked up the ball, but Robbie Nielsen is looking right across the field. Steps forward 1-2 yards. That takes him into an offside position.
Final chance to have your say, man of the match. 090 111 1108 61. 2-0 Bordeaux at Tynecastle. Fendino got the second, Riera got the first. Both memorable strikes as far as the French League team are concerned. Greeted with the sounds of silence inside Tynecastle And those 2 goals at the moment threatening to end Hearts' European campaign. It's going to take one almighty effort from the home team to turn this around. Remember, they need 2 goals, 1 not enough. Alan Maybury having a long look at the penalty box and then delivering a pretty unimpressive ball, to be honest.
Wasn't a great cross from Maybury, but no support from the middle of the park. Fenduno picking up the loose ball, no pressure on him. I think that's what Craig's upset about.
The bookies, of course, pre-match had Michel Pavon's side as favourites, and they don't often get it wrong. But Hearts, I think, will look back on this as a big chance missed. Webster's header, Maybury there, hooks it on for Marc de Vries. Strong play from de Vries. Pochettino doing the defending. Severin, and that's going to skid away from Nielsen. Can he keep it in? Yes. Bobby Nielsen's cross, and goes Stephen Simmons, and he can't work the goalkeeper.
He's unlucky there, Stephen Simmons. It's good play down the right-hand side, Robin Nielsen. That's a good ball into the box, asking to get attacked. Simmons does that, gets above the defender. He can't get his header down the way.
Nielsen's throw. Easy header away from Paulo Costa. And Fenduno happy just to get the ball away from the Bordeaux penalty box. Nielsen plays it into the danger area. On the counter, Bordeaux again, 3 against 2. Canera, Fenduno. That's a great cutout, so important by Andy Webster. Alan Maybury, the captain, pushing forwards. Not enough quality on the pass. And now, Jean-Claude Darcheville. Every time the white shirts sweep forward, you feel the worst. Webster's challenge on Chamac was all-encompassing, and the young Moroccan slowly getting back to a vertical position. And at this stage, of course, Bordeaux just happy to keep possession.
Well, Haas have to keep chasing the game, Rob. There's a lot of tired legs out there in maroon jerseys.
Giurietti with the cross. Easy take for Craig Gordon. Severin, first half replacement for Paul Hartley. Maybury's cross, tired one. Canera to Paulo Costa. Chamac. Interception by Stephen Simmons, who was caught by Costa. And a free kick against the Portuguese midfielder. Played in by Nielsen for Kirk. Planus putting in a pretty good challenge against Kirk.
That was a good challenge. Andy Kirk won the ball, but no time to direct the header on goal.
Ali Kart's pass intercepted by Stamp. Chick, what are the shouts of Craig Levein that we can actually broadcast?
Yeah, well, he's been having a go at his team, just nudging them forward. I think he senses a lost cause. I can tell you that Bordeaux are going to make a change, Rob. They're going to take off Jean-Claude Ducan and bring on Albert Celadez, the Spaniard. So, change for them. But I have to say that their coach has been saying, keep going forward. He doesn't want to sit in. He believes there's another goal, or maybe this is game not over. But he's shouting at his team to keep attacking.
Already, Michel Pavon's side 2 goals up at Tynecastle, 2-1 on aggregate, and they now want to make that change. It's going to be Albert Celades coming on as replacement for Jean-Claude Darcheville. He's played his part, hasn't scored, but has led the attack pretty impressively, Darcheville, and it's Albert Celades on loan to Bordeaux, who comes on. He's played with Barcelona and Real Madrid, so that tells you something about his quality. Hearts on the corner.
Got to try and get everybody up now. It's a real goal, good delivery.
Need to get a goal back now, Hearts, they'll feel, to give themselves the belief that they can get another one. Here's where they want to put some pressure on. And from Simmons, McKenna there, it's wide. Kevin McKenna, whose header, of course, was touched onto the post in France before Marc de Vries scored.
This is good defending, Rob. Kevin McKenna under lots of pressure. Just a little nudge again, not enough to be a penalty kick, but enough to make sure he can't get any power in the header, can't get any direction. You've got to say, Bordeaux have defended exceptionally well tonight. We knew they were a good team. They've certainly proved it.
Andy Webster has done his reputation no harm tonight. Stamp to Kisnorbo. Mabry for de Vries. Marc de Vries trying to force his way through. So much to admire about the way Marc de Vries has played tonight for Hearts. He's given it his all.
He has, Rob. It's been a thankless task at times, but he's played so well, held the ball up so well. If Hearts were going to get a goal, he would have been involved. But hopefully, still to come.
Severn has a free kick.
The referee's been strange tonight. I didn't see too much in that one, but the
strange
one
or hopeless.
Well, I don't want to mention his name. I'll leave that to you. But really, the important decisions certainly haven't gone Hearts' way.
And Kevin McKenna beats the ground in disgust. And a header which flies wide. How Hearts need a goal. Full house, Tynecastle, for the second time in 5 days. And Hearts looking a tired team at the moment. Maybe not surprising when you think about an Edinburgh derby at the weekend and all they've put into this game. They have to put a little bit more.
I don't think Rob Craig Levein could ask for any more from these players. They've worked so hard, given it everything they've got. I don't think Sunday really should come into it too much. They've had 4 days to recover. They're all fit young men. Shouldn't be a problem.
Were Hearts uneasy with the situation right from the start, where they led by 1-0 and they weren't exactly sure how to go about it? Has that impacted on the whole match?
Well, I think it has. You know, the loss of the first goal is obviously vital. That let Bordeaux settle. Didn't have to panic after that. Didn't have to chase a goal.
Chamakh might be chasing a goal here. Free kick given against Kevin McKenna, who takes issue with the Moroccan teenager.
I think McKenna's maybe trying to stop himself getting booked.
He tripped over himself.
I don't know if there's a slight contact from Kevin McKenna. Certainly not deliberate. But the players are getting a bit silly now. No use to Hearts getting involved in this.
I've been singularly unimpressed with Grzegorz Gilewski. There you go. Yellow card against Kevin McKenna for absolutely nothing.
It may have been dissent eventually, but it's more frustration than anything else.
It's a good trick, that, when you can trip yourself up, get a free kick, and also get your opponent booked.
I've seen you do that on a Saturday night.
Paulo Costa over the ball for Bordeaux. Eduardo and Alicart as well. Paulo Costa's effort. And Mabry has it. De Vries laid off for Phil Stamp. But, well, it's that clock in the top corner which is now Hearts' biggest opponent. Nearly 87 minutes played. And it's now getting into the Mission Impossible category.
Vries couldn't stop that crossing the goal line. Signs of frustration and disappointment and regret all around the ground. These Hearts supporters who came hoping that their team could achieve one of its best ever results in European football, having laid the foundations in France 3 weeks back. I've seen Hearts fail to finish it off. Andy Kirk setting up Kevin McKenna and couldn't keep the shot down.
McKenna's pushed up front now as well to try to get this elusive goal. Andy Kirk does well, but McKenna picks the wrong option. So maybe play that one across the face of the goal and I hope he gets a bit of support.
It's of course these elusive goals, unfortunately, rather than this elusive goal, because they need two, and some dejected Hearts supporters don't want to watch anymore. That's going to speed away from Paulo Costa to Craig Gordon, and for a 17,000 or so full house Tynecastle, it's all gone eerily quiet now. Mayberry's pass can't find its way through to Kirk, and all the while counter-attacking possibilities for Bordeaux. Eduardo flicks it on to Fenduno, and you can see in these Bordeaux players that they feel they've done the job, and now just finishing Hearts off. Injection of pace from Fenduno, good challenge from Scott Sebron. Now with Kevin McKenna. Sebron to Nielsen. Andy Kirk peeling out wide and then off balance as he played in the cross. There is no good news, unless you're a Bordeaux fan, of course, in which case you'll be partying long into the night in Edinburgh on the end of this result, having been shocked that their team were beaten at home by Hearts. They've seen Bordeaux score 2 goals at Tynecastle, which are going to take Bordeaux into the third round of the UEFA Cup. Chamac has gone off. Nicolas Sanu is on, and if you think you recognise that name, he did spell with Fulham when they won promotion to the English Premiership. Jean Tigana, the French connection there. 3 minutes left, 90 gone. Stephen Simmons unable to control that awkward ball, then goes Mayberry to win it. Now Simmons, who was caught with a sore one and angrily hammers the ball into the stand.
It certainly was a free kick. Stephen Simmons frustrated, booting the ball away, but he's got his free kick.
Usually it's the opposition trying to get you back on your feet. This time it was Stephen Simmons' own teammates who were stressing to him, there's not long left here. We need a goal, we need it quickly. And Craig Gordon is in the opposition half to play this in. McKenna was there, and Kisnobo tugs the shot wide.
That probably sums up Hearts' night.
It's not going to happen for Hearts in the second minute of stoppage time.
There's a yellow card for time wasting for the goalkeeper.
Rami booked. Not that it matters too much at this stage. And man of the match, Andy.
Well, there's been a few contenders in the Hearts team. Phil Stamp, I think, played exceptionally well, but that man there, Mark de Vries, I think he's given it everything he's got tonight. Unlucky not to get a goal, but he created lots of little bits and pieces round about him. And he's my BBC Scotland man of the match.
In from Nielsen, headed away by Planus. Ali Cart. And while we bemoan what's happened to Hearts here tonight, Sandy, you have to admire this performance from Bordeaux.
Well, we've seen it in France, Rob. We knew they had the makings of a good team. Hearts played very well that night. Could be caught in the break now.
Celades, Fenduno, and back again. It's Celades! It's a good save by Craig Gordon to prevent a third Bordeaux goal. But Hearts not really concerned at this stage about leaving gaps at the back. There's only one way for them to go, and it's towards Ramey's goal. But exhaustion beginning to take its toll in that effort from Phil Stamp.
It certainly was. It's strong option from Stamp. Play the pass wide, get it in the box from a wider area. You have more chance of maybe getting a goal. It's just been that final pass for Hearts tonight, the penetration, the last little ball.
It's all over. Hearts' European campaign ends at Tynecastle with Bordeaux coming out on top, winning by 2 goals to 0. The goal from Fenduno, which exploded into the top corner by Craig Gordon, was the goal which really took the tie beyond Craig Levine's team. At 1-0, we were heading towards extra time, but when Fenduno scored, it was so difficult for Hearts to come back from that. They needed 2, and they couldn't even get 1, despite the sterling efforts of Marc de Vries. He scored in France, he did everything but score here, but in the end Hearts didn't have enough. And when you consider that Bordeaux twice struck the frame of the goal in the first half, Darcheville hit the crossbar, Fenduno's shot was tipped onto the upright by 20-year-old Craig Gordon, you realise that they had an awful lot of efforts on target here, and there really weren't enough efforts at goal from the home team. And it's going to be Bordeaux, the 1996 UEFA Cup finalists, who will take their place in the third round draw of this season's competition. And the smiles are all for the 300 Bordeaux fans who've made their way here, and for Pascal Fenduno, the outstanding midfielder who crowned his performance with that stunning goal which silenced Tynecastle for a second time tonight, after of course Albert Riera's early long-range effort which beat Craig Gordon. And those 2 goals mean that the end is in sight for Hearts' UEFA Cup run. I wonder what Craig Levine has to say. Let's find out.
Craig, it was a sore one to take in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, no, we're disappointed. You know, to lose a goal so early was certainly something that we didn't want to do, and you know, it kind of upset the game plan, so to speak. But I can't fault the players for effort. You know, they worked extremely hard. They did their best, but unfortunately, it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, it was some striking. I guess that just took the pressure right off them, didn't it?
It did, yeah, because you know, we set up to try. You know, if they were going to have a shots at goal, they were going to be long range. But you know, who could have expected that kind of effort? But that's the quality they've got. You know, they're a good side.
In the end, the loss of Presley wasn't really a big factor, was it? I mean, you're not going to stop shots like that.
No, that's it. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah. You know, I mean, the keeper's made a sort of valiant effort to try and get to push it around the post, but it just struck so well, to be honest. And as I say, you know, we set up to try and stifle them in the midfield area and hold on for a while and take it from there. But you know, we're forced into changing it a little bit with the departure of Paul Hartley. And the second half, you know, we pushed on a little bit, but you know, you saw as soon as we tried to commit bodies upfield, they were great on the break. You know.
I guess the positive thing is that underlines how well you played in France.
Yeah, but you know, people ask me about that, about how we play. But you know, we're disappointed. You know, we did win in France, but we're out of the tie. You know, it's disappointing for everybody.
Yeah, positive noises throughout the team. I mean, some of the younger players again performing well for you.
Yeah, and I can't fault anybody really, to be honest with you. You know, I feel that we did our best, and we kept going, we plugged away, and we took a little bit of a gamble in the second half, especially later on. But as you see, you know, as soon as I said we started committing players forward, they were dangerous on the break.
What you've done this week, it's been great to see Tynecastle with full house twice in 5 days. Great Hearts support tonight.
Yeah, magnificent. Really well. We're on Sunday as well, and I just wish we could have given them something a little bit more tonight. But I don't think they'll be disappointed with the players' effort. I mean, that's one of the things that we try and make sure that we always give 100%. We did that tonight.
He certainly gives a thrill over the 2 games. Thanks, Craig.
Yeah. Cheers, Jim.
Yes, a disappointed Craig Levine there. The Hearts manager said before this match he wanted to make sure that Scottish football wasn't seen as a laughing stock in Europe. They certainly achieved that tonight. A valiant performance, but Bordeaux just far too strong on the night. John, it was good to watch, but Bordeaux are a quality side.
Yeah, I think Craig said it early on that they had quality players, and that if he did commit too many men forward, they could get caught in the break, which certainly happened in the later stages. But he's right what he's saying there. The first goal has come right out of the blue. It's a magnificent strike, and that has rocked Hearts' plans to sit in and keep it tight. And if Hearts could have got to 0-0 at half-time, it could have been different. But the disappointing thing here, I think Gordon said he could have slipped it to his full-back or to Paul Hart there. It's a bad pass, but again, as we said at half-time, there's no real danger here. No. You're quite comfortable, you're quite happy. You're actually going to say, go and hit it. And of course he does, and that happens. And it flies in the top corner. As I say, it gave Bordeaux a huge lift, and it put Hearts' heads down. And the game plan really wasn't quite out the window, but it was difficult for Hearts to sort of come out after that. It is.
Right, I mean, you do encourage that kind of shot. You do think, that, you know, I don't mind if he hits one from there, but it is a fantastic strike. I mean, that is actually maybe about a 5 or 6 yard swing on that ball. Initially that was going for the other corner, and it just completely swerves. But it's it could have been, it was savable, I still think, but you know, it was a great strike.
I mean, having said that, Craig Gordon did keep Hearts in the game on quite numerous occasions during the match. I mean, for all that was perhaps savable.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a good keeper. He had a great save just after that when the ball hit the post. But I mean, Hearts were, the big problem they had was they set themselves out because of the first leg result. Set themselves out just to be sitting in, keep it tight, give nothing away, and then they lost that goal, and that changed things about a wee bit. Then there was a period of indecision in the bench. Exactly, what do we do now? Do we open up, or do we just keep it like this? Because we're still in the tie. At that stage, it's a draw. But the big danger that Hearts always had was losing another goal. Yeah, and that indecision on the bench perhaps reflected a little on the park as well. And Bordeaux did a couple of chances as well in the first half. It could have been more, but of course the woodwork kept it out. The woodwork kept it out, as you say. But I mean, they were threatening all the time. I mean, late on they was on in the break, but at this stage it was just good shooting. And you know, there's a fantastic strike again. Dashville there, who I felt was very good up front, led the line really well. He's on the edge of the box, he gets it, but that's a magnificent shot. Could easily just dipped under the bar into the net. And we talked about Craig Gordon making a great save, and this is one of them. Yeah, it's a fabulous save. At the time we thought just a brilliant strike that's hit the post. But you see from this angle here, there he is, he's 6'4", and he uses every inch of that to get it there. And for me, this guy that hits it here, Finduni, was the man of the match in my opinion. He really controlled it, dictated the play, and showed the quality that Craig always told us that Bordeaux had, that if they did push out, as they did late in the game, that we'd try and punish, and that's what happened in the end. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see his goal coming up later in the programme. But first, Paul Hartley was substituted in the first half with a mouth injury. He's talking to Chick now.
Yeah, Paul, I did say to Craig Levine that was a sore defeat, but probably not as sore as it was for you. First of all, tell me about your injury, if you can. Yeah, I've just got a couple of stitches in my lip, and I just took a bang in the head. But it's a disappointing result for us tonight. To go out 2-0 to Bordeaux, but they're a quality team. And I didn't see much of the game, but by all accounts, they were good. Yeah, by all accounts, you missed so much of the game in the first half. But did you always feel confident you could do this, or were you always, a bit worried about them? Yeah, I think we were worried, but we were always confident to try and get a result tonight. But we know they were a quality team, and they would come in and pass the ball really well, and they did. Yeah, but again, a sense of belief over the 2 games that Hearts are heading in the right direction. Yeah, we are. It's a learning experience for us. We've got a lot of young players, and a lot of us have not played in Europe, but we've got to learn for that and take it on to next year. Yeah, so this injury, I don't know, a lot of players do play with their mouth, Paul. I don't know how verbal you are, but is it going to affect you for the weekend? Yeah, I think he'll maybe miss a couple of days. I'm not too sure. I'll need to report to the physio tomorrow, but hopefully he'll get better. OK, all the best. Thanks, Paul. Cheers, mate. Thanks.
No kissing for Paul tonight. Gordon, it was all over in the 66th minute, of course, and we'd mentioned Finduni there, and a great goal at the second one as well. And really, in terms of Hearts' performance, it was going to be all over from that point on. Yeah, this was at this stage of the game. I mean, John was saying to me as we were sitting watching, next goal is crucial in this game. Next goal's the winner, and that was it, because he just knew once he went in, Hearts then had to score 2 after that, and the way it was going for them, they just didn't look like getting 2. But that's a good finish. I agree with John as well. Finduni was tremendous, and he led
things so well for them in midfield. He was creative all the time, and he was the one that was leading most of the attacks, and he was always up supporting the attack, and that was a good finish. Hearts were caught out at that stage because they were pressing forward, and you know, you just wonder maybe with Stephen Presley on there, the organisation might have been slightly different. That, you know, Chick said he didn't really miss him, couldn't stop the first goal, but you never know for that in those scenarios when they were pushing forward. Presley's you know, leadership could have proved effective, but once that second goal went in, as far as I was concerned, it was finished.
OK, well, John and Gordon are saying it when do know it was the man of the match in their opinion, but of course Sandy reckons it was Mark de Vries. So if you picked Mark de Vries, let me tell you, the winner is Anne Scott. Well done, Anne Scott from Edinburgh. You win the PlayStation 2 and the Pro Evolution 3 game as well. Congratulations to you. 4 British teams involved in the UEFA Cup tonight, but of course Newcastle were playing against Basel. They were 1-0 up at half-time. The goal was in fact an own goal, and it was scored by Smiljanic. Initially we thought it was in fact we thought it was Alan Shearer, but it was in fact Smiljanic. The second half is coming up by Steve Wilson and Mark Bright. Here they are.
Cantalupi again looking to find Rossi, almost got him behind Titus Bramble. Well, almost inevitable that the free kick would come eventually. It wasn't a tidy challenge. It's going to be Hakan Yakin. Oh, he's unlucky.
Well, this is all you can expect. Just try and hit the target.
3 in the middle. Make that 4 as Chipperfield arrives, and it's Chipperfield's header, and it's an equaliser by Rossi, which is ruled offside.
I think this is a late run, isn't it? Chipperfield comes round the back, misses everybody else out. Well, assistant referee's got it spot on, hasn't he? It's marginal, but he's got it spot on.
Here's Ambrose. A good experience for him. Might just introduce a little more urgency as well about Newcastle. Here's Solano, one of the substitutes. Shearer in the middle, it's over Shearer. It's Shearer now, surely! Oh, brilliant save by Zubavola. All credit to the goalkeeper. Looked an absolute banker, a Shearer goal.
Good play here from Amiobi, overruns it. Solano cuts inside, he's just looking for a little dig for Shearer. Shearer gets lucky with the break, but the keeper does ever so well with the save.
Yes, and that 1-0 win means that Newcastle go through 4-2 in aggregate on that one. Other British teams involved, of course, you can see the Hearts-Bordeaux score. We know all about that. 2-1 to Bordeaux in aggregate. Man City drop out of the UEFA Cup as well. They only managed to get a 0-0 draw today against Grochlin. And Liverpool against Steaua Bucharest. It was 1-1 after the first leg, and it's in the final minute of the match. Harry Kewell scored in the 49th minute to make it 1. If it stays like that, Liverpool will go through. Big casualties, though, in the UEFA Cup tonight. Feyenoord are out. They were beaten by Tbilisi over 2 legs. Red Star Belgrade also out. Rosenborg beat them 1-0. Harold Brattbakk getting the goal in that one. And Borussia Dortmund also out. They had Gambino sent off. They lost 4-0 tonight after drawing, 2-2 in the first leg. But the score here tonight is at Tynecastle. Hearts were beaten 2-0 by Bordeaux. They are out of the UEFA Cup. And a disappointing evening, but a valiant performance by Hearts all round, John.
Yeah, they didn't actually play too badly. As Craig said, there was tremendous effort from the players, and they knew the system, the style that Bordeaux were going to play, and they matched up very well against it. They had a really good spell. The last 15-20 minutes of the first half, they started to get support. Phil Stamp in particular was very unlucky with a good shot, it was a save. And again, we talk about marginal decisions, and offside, it was so close. If Hearts had got that goal, then you'd maybe fancy Hearts to go and win it. The game plan was back on. But as Craig says, it's not a disastrous result, it's not a bad result, it's a disappointing result, but that's all. They've played great over the 2 legs.
And it's the first game that Hearts have lost for, I think it's 7 games in a row. They'd 6 they'd won before this. I know that Bordeaux were a good side, but performance of the referee, Gordon, what did you think of that?
Yeah, it wasn't great. He was very inconsistent with his decisions. You know, he gave a foul against Stephen Simmons for a tackle, and then there was an equally bad tackle, I would say, from the French on, I think it was Robbie Nielsen, and they got away with it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit down about this result tonight. Yeah. Probably like the most of the population. We know we've got quite a strong Old Firm at the moment. They're playing Champions League football, but it'd been great to see somebody outside the Old Firm, you know, getting past Christmas in Europe. And this was a real good opportunity with the first leg, which was a fantastic performance. great result from France, and then all of a sudden, you know, they've got the home leg, and we knew it would still be dangerous because Bordeaux, I think they showed tonight, they were the better team in the first leg too, although Hearts did well with the result, but they showed tonight that they're a very skilled side and a very cultured team as well in terms of how they play. But it's just so disappointing to have one of our teams out of Europe.
Yeah, an interesting thing that Paul Hartley said as well, there's a learning process for them. A lot of the players on the Hearts side have not played in Europe before. Yeah,
very much so. And the way they're going this year in the league, they're playing particularly well. They're well clear in third position, so, you know, touch wood, the Hearts will go on and qualify again in UEFA Cup. I'm sure they will. Craig's got a great squad there. They're capable of scoring goals. They're very strong at the back. So it augurs well for next season that Hearts can qualify again, take on tonight's experience, learn from it, and as Gordon says, get past the famous hurdle, the third round hurdle, and take it past Christmas.
OK, thanks John and Gordon. That's almost it from us, but we'll be back, of course, on Saturday with Sports Scene at 12:10 on BBC One Scotland, followed by Results, Action and Reaction at 4:30. That's also on BBC One Scotland. And on Sunday, of course, the big match on the BBC, Hibs against Rangers, and you'll also see Dundee United Hearts as well. That's on Sunday, and we'll be on the air at 10 to 3, and also on Radio Scotland as well. Thanks very much to John and to Gordon, but despite a valiant performance tonight, Craig Levine's men crash out of Europe. Hearts no longer beat in the UEFA Cup. Bye for now.